Chapter 1510. Dong, 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 Dong. Giant Shield City, City Lord Mansion, Secret Room. Master Xingyun Shi and Master Xingyun paced back and forth with a serious expression on their faces. It had been an hour since Ning Yu and Hundred Flowers Demon Master used the soul attraction technique. In this hour, Ning Yu had spat out blood 4 to 5 times. Every time Ning Yu spat out blood, Master Xingyun Shi and Master Xingyun Shi's hearts would jump. The lives of everyone in Giant Shield City were all in Ning Yu's hands. If Ning Yu failed, Giant Shield City would probably be breached in a few days. If Ning Yu succeeded, Hundred Flowers Demon Master would be implicated and might even be seriously injured, unable to attack Giant Shield City for a while. I wonder if Ning Yu will succeed. At first, Master Xingyun didn't believe in Ning Yu. But as time passed, Master Xingyun believed in Ning Yu more and more. If Ning Yu couldn't do it, he would have died long ago. He wouldn't have lasted until now. Since he could last until now, it meant that there might be a miracle. I'll watch over here. Do you want to go to Giant Shield City to take charge? Grandmaster Xingyun looked at Fairy Yun Shi and said hesitantly, "Recently, rumors have been spreading in Giant Shield City. It said that something happened to the Palace Master of Hundred Flowers Palace. If this rumor is allowed to spread, it might cause panic." While Ning Yu and Hundred Flowers Demon Master were fighting, Ba-Da had come a few times. Ba-Da was under a lot of pressure. Ning Yu wanted him to calm down the people in Giant Shield City. Now, it seemed that he couldn't do it. Xiao. As soon as Master Xingyun's voice fell, Ba-Da appeared outside the secret room again. "I'll deal with this. You stay here and protect Ning Yu." Fairy Yun, she knew the severity of the problem. She glanced at Ning Yu one last time before her figure flashed, and she flew outside. Giant Shield City was their headquarters, and nothing could happen to it. Otherwise, even if Ning Yu succeeded, they wouldn't be able to launch a counterattack. Grandmaster Xingyun, will Ning Yu succeed? After Fairy Yun she left, Ba-Da looked at Ning Yu and finally gritted his teeth. Ba-Da really hoped that Ning Yu could succeed. After all, only Ning Yu knew where the bloodthirsty wolf clan's geniuses resided. Once Ning Yu died in battle, the werewolf clan's geniuses would most likely meet with misfortune. I'm not too sure either. Grandmaster Xingyun took a deep breath and said, "Let's wait and see." Puff. Before Grandmaster Xingyun could finish his words, Ning Yu spat out another mouthful of blood. The sixth time. This was the sixth time Ning Yu had vomited blood. Whoosh. However, this time, after Ning Yu vomited blood, he did something that made Grandmaster Xingyun very excited. Ning Yu slowly moved his hands away from Xiaolan's back. Then, he suddenly exerted force and slapped Xiaolan's back again. Puff. Following Ning Yu's slap, Xiaolan also spat out a mouthful of blood. His already pale face became even paler. Did he succeed? Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba-Da looked at Ning Yu with hope and said hurriedly. Ning Yu did not answer Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba-Da's words. Instead, he slowly closed his eyes. Seeing Ning Yu's actions, Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba-Da were very anxious, but they had no other choice but to wait. Drip, drip. Time was ticking away. After another hour, Ning Yu opened his eyes again. Huff. Slowly letting out a mouthful of turbid air, Ning Yu said in a solemn voice, "I made use of the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's carelessness to control his soul force. Furthermore, I used the soul attraction art to heavily injure his soul force. What should we do now?" Grandmaster Xingyun knew that something big was about to happen, so he asked with a grave expression, "Gather Taoist Chiemo, Fairy Yin Shiyu, and Ba-Da. We'll set off for the Hundred Flowers Palace and capture the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord." Ning Yu said straightforwardly, as if he didn't want to shock them to death. Rustle. Just as he had expected, Ning Yu's words caused Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba-Da's faces to be filled with fear. Kill his way into the Hundred Flowers Palace? Capture the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord? Regardless of which matter it was, it would definitely shock the heavens and earth if it was spread out. One must know that the black-robed cultivator and the bamboo-hatted man were the subordinates of the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord. The two of them were middle-stage heavenly sovereigns. Adding to Ahi, who had attacked the Giant Shield City, The 100 Flowers Demon Lord had 3 heavenly sovereigns under him. Who knew if the 100 Flowers Demon Lord had any powerful heavenly sovereigns? If they attacked the 100 Flowers Palace rashly and encountered a middle stage heavenly sovereign, they might be annihilated. That was why Grandmaster Xing Yun and Ba didn't agree with Ning Yu's decision. I've already used the soul attraction art to heavily injure the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's soul force. As long as we give him a few hours, he'll recover. Ning Yu knew that it would be difficult to convince Grandmaster Xing Yun and Bada, but he still said, at that time, not only will the 100 Flowers Palace Master be controlled by the 100 Flowers Demon Lord, even the giant shield city will be gone. Hearing the stakes in Ning Yu's words, Bada and Grandmaster Xing Yun went silent. This matter was indeed tricky. If they made a move, they might still have a chance of survival. If they didn't, only death awaited them. Bada, contact Fairy Yun Shi and Dao Master Ji, Mo, tell them to come see me now. Ning Yu's tone was unquestionable as he said in a deep voice. The reason why Ning Yu was so determined to attack the 100 Flowers Palace and capture the 100 Flowers Demon Lord wasn't because he was arrogant and conceited. Instead, it was because he understood something unusual from the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's soul force. It was because of this that he had no choice but to capture the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. There were some things that needed to be investigated personally to know. Bada didn't want to mess around with Ning Yu, so he shifted his gaze to Grandmaster Xing Yun. All right. When he saw Grandmaster Xing Yun lightly nod his head, Bada knew that this matter couldn't be changed. Since it couldn't be changed, he could only get used to it. After responding, Bada moved and went to look for Dao Master GMO and Fairy Yun Shi. Swish, swish, swish. About 4 to 5 minutes later, Dao Master GMO and Fairy Yun Shi returned to the secret chamber at the same time and looked at Ning Yu in shock. Along the way, Bada had already told Dao Master GMO and Fairy Yun Shi about Ning Yu's plan. It was only natural that they were shocked. We have to do this. There's no room for discussion. Ning Yu's attitude was firm as he said in a deep voice, if you guys don't agree, I'll leave right now and never step in a giant shield city again. You've given us a difficult problem. A solemn expression appeared on Yun Shi's face. To be honest, attacking the 100 Flowers Palace now was the best choice. However, Fairy Yun Shi's only worry was that no one in Giant Shield City would hold back and the Black Row cultivators would take advantage of the situation. Chapter 15:11. To meet with obstruction, time is limited. You must give me an answer as soon as possible. Ning Yu knew what Fairy Yun Shi was worried about, but at the same time, he also knew that this was the best time to deal with the 100 Flowers Demon Master. If he missed this opportunity, he wouldn't have another one. All right, Fairy Yun Shi wasn't an indecisive person. She gritted her teeth and said in a low voice, give me 5 minutes. We'll depart for the Flower Palace in 5 minutes. Before Ning Yu could reply, Fairy Yun Shi turned to Daoist Shinamo and said, follow me. Whoosh, whoosh. In the next moment, Fairy Yun Shi and perfected devil's figures flashed and vanished in the blink of an eye. As time passed, Ning Yu quietly waited in the secret chamber. Kacha! Fairy Yun Shi was very punctual. 5 minutes later, the void split open and Fairy Yun Shi and Daoist Master Himo appeared in the secret chamber. Are you ready? Ning Yu asked. Fairy Yun Shi nodded and said, we're ready. We can leave for the 100 Flowers Palace now, but the entire giant shield city is tightly surrounded. Which city gate should we leave from? It was no wonder that Fairy Yun Shi was overthinking things. The 4 armies of 100 Flowers City surrounded Giant Shield City so tightly that not even a drop of water could trickle through. Even the departure of a fly would attract their attention. It was not an easy task to pass through their iron bucket defense. Who told you that we were going to leave through the city gates? Ning Yu's lips curled into a smile as he pointed at the ground with his right hand. His meaning was self-evident. Leave through the underground? Ning Yu's actions stunned Fairy Yun Shi and perfected devil. Now that the entire giant shield city was surrounded, leaving through the underground was not a bad idea. However, When the exceptional killing array was activated, leaving from underground was extremely dangerous. The slightest bit of carelessness would cause one to be judged as an intruder by the peerless killing formation and launch a fierce attack from there. Don't worry, the small formation core is with me. We can leave from underground smoothly. Ningyu waved his hand and said, the only thing we need to pay attention to is that Meng Quan and the rest might have set up a blockade outside Giant Shield City. So, after we leave Giant Shield City, we need your help. What do you need me to do? She said solemnly. It's very simple. Use your 100-flower fan to conceal our auras and allow us to leave without anyone noticing, said Ningyu. No problem. She said solemnly. All right, let's go now. Ningyu was not an indecisive person. He left as soon as he said he would, not wasting any time. With the help of the small array core, Ningyu and the others easily drilled into the ground and arrived at the edge of the peerless killing array. Ooh. Just as he arrived at the edge of the peerless killing array, Ningyu hurriedly put down the small array core and let out a long sigh of relief. Ningyu's strength was almost completely exhausted after bringing the small array core here. Fortunately, he had Emperor-grade essence crystals to replenish his vitality. Otherwise, it was unknown whether Ningyu could persist until now. One had to know that only Ningyu could move a small array eye. If Ningyu could not hold on, then the plan this time would be for naught. Only after swallowing and refining quite a few pieces of Emperor-grade essence crystals did Ningyu recover to his peak condition. Shi, I'll break open the small array core with all my strength in a while. What you need to do is to use the 100-flower fan to conceal all of our auras when I break open the small array core. Ningyu's expression was solemn as he warned Shi about the things that she needed to take note of. Although this place was above ground, it did not eliminate the possibility that Meng Quan and the rest would send people to guard outside. Hence, in consideration of safety, letting Shi use the 100-flower fan to conceal everyone's aura was the most correct choice. No problem. Shi knew the severity of the matter. She nodded and said, open. Obtaining Shi's affirmative reply, Ningyu did not hesitate anymore and immediately attacked the small array core. Crack! Accompanied by a crisp sound, a gap suddenly appeared in the small formation eye. Go! This was the moment that Ningyu had been waiting for. When the small formation eye cracked open, he was the first to rush towards the opening. Seal it. Shi still remembered Ningyu's instructions. She hurriedly took out the 100-flower fan and concealed everyone's aura. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just as Ningyu and the rest left Giant Shield City, they encountered trouble. 3 figures were galloping towards them from 3 different directions. 5th-grade Earth Sovereigns. The cultivation of these 3 figures were all 5th-grade Earth Sovereigns. Ningyu and the rest had guessed correctly. Meng Quan was a shrewd person. Not only did he get the army to guard the surface, he even sent experts to guard the underground. Just as he had expected, the 3 5th-grade Earth Sovereigns that he sent out had captured Ningyu's group. Fairy Shi, Grandmaster Xingyun, the 2 of you seal off this area. Ningyu did not panic. Instead, he issued an order, Master Mo, the 2 of you must capture them alive. Understood. Shi and the rest replied in unison. After the battle at the Giant Shield City's northern gate, Shi and the rest had already vaguely regarded Ningyu as their leader and started to listen to Ningyu's orders. Reality had proven that Ningyu's decisions were correct. They rescued the Palace Master's soul, heavily injured the 100 Flowers Demon Master, and rescued Xielon. All of this was thanks to Ningyu's help. Now that Ningyu had issued an order, they naturally wouldn't disobey. Whoosh! Shi activated the 100-flower fan and sealed the surroundings in an instant. Grandmaster Xingyun also used the strength of his liquid to core spiritual energy to cut off the 3 5th-grade Earth Sovereigns' soul transmission channels, preventing them from contacting Meng Quan. As for Bada and Master Mo, they were both Pinnacle 9th-grade Earth Sovereigns. It didn't take much effort for 2 Pinnacle 9th-grade Earth Sovereigns to deal with 3 5th-grade Earth Sovereigns. A few seconds later, the 3 5th-grade Earth Sovereigns were captured by Bada and Master Mo and escorted to Ningyu. How many cultivators are there under the giant shield city? Ningyu did not want to waste any time. He said, I want to hear a definite answer. Otherwise, you should know the consequences. Oomph. Leader Meng has already set up an inescapable net under the giant shield city. You can't run away. One of the fifth grade Earth Sovereigns snorted, If you know what's good for you, let us go as soon as possible. Otherwise, you should know the consequences. The fifth grade Earth Sovereign was very arrogant. He returned Ning Yu's words to him. Crack. Ning Yu couldn't be bothered to talk to this kind of person. He raised his sword and instantly chopped off the fifth grade Earth Sovereign's head. Chi. Then, Ning Yu took out the myriad spirit's sacred flag and let the primordial spirit battle physique devour the primordial spirit of the fifth grade Earth Sovereign. Gulp. Seeing the miserable state of the fifth grade Earth Sovereign, the other two fifth grade Earth Sovereigns couldn't help swallowing a mouthful of saliva. The death of the fifth grade Earth Sovereign made the other two fifth grade Earth Sovereigns realize a fact. Chapter 1512. Chapter 1512. Chapter 1512. Raw Shui River. After casually killing the crew-cut cultivator, Ningyu shifted his gaze onto the remaining two fifth grade Earth Sovereigns. Without beating around the bush, Ningyu asked directly, How many cultivators are there under Giant Shield City? East, West, North, South, and Central. There are 5 fifth grade Earth Sovereigns in each region. Amongst the two remaining fifth grade Earth Sovereigns, one had a scar on his face, while the other only had a right arm. Since the death of the crew-cut martial artist had a great impact on them, the two of them did not dare to hold back at all. In the next few minutes, they told him everything they knew. This is troublesome. Ningyu frowned slightly when he heard what the scarred cultivator and the one-armed cultivator had to say. He felt that the situation was a little tricky. The reason why Ningyu felt troubled was because he heard an extremely serious matter from Knife Scar's words. Every once in a while, 25 martial artists from the 5 regions would gather in the central region and report the situation there. There were only 3 minutes left before the next gathering. In other words, in 3 minutes, all 25 martial artists would arrive at the central area. As long as the martial artists in a certain region did not go over, Meng Quan and the rest would definitely know that something happened in that region. Now that the crew-cut martial artist had been killed, there was no way for them to gather. Immortal Chi Mo. After pondering for a moment, Ningyu took a deep breath and said to Perfected Devil, Transform into a martial artist with a crew cut later and gather at the central area with Scar and the rest. Me? Daoist GMO was slightly stunned when he heard Ningyu, and then he pointed at himself and asked with a puzzled expression, Could it be that we're not going to the Flower Palace? Not only was Master GMO puzzled, but even Master Xingyun and the others were puzzled. When they were in the City Lord's mansion, Ningyu had already told them the plan for this trip. He would head to the 100 Flowers Palace and attack the 100 Flowers Demon Master. They hadn't even taken a step yet. Were they going to waste all their previous efforts? I definitely have to go to the Flower Palace, and I have to go right now. I can't delay for even a moment. Ningyu's expression was solemn as he said in a deep voice, What I mean is for you to become a flat-top martial artist and stay here, while the few of us continue on our way to the hundreds of Flowers Palace. Perfected Devil, Saint opened his mouth and hurriedly said. However, Ningyu was a shrewd person. The moment Dao Master GMO opened his mouth, he already knew what Dao Master GMO wanted to say. So, Ningyu waved his hand and interrupted Daoist GMO. Do you think that staying here is taking care of you? To tell you the truth, the responsibility of the people who stay behind is very big. They must ensure that the small formation core is not exposed. All right, Daoist Master GMO was very clear that Ningyu was right. He was a very rational person. I will stay behind. However, all of you must return within a day. Otherwise, I will have to head to the 100 Flowers Devil Palace to receive you. Daoist Master GMO stared at Ningyu, as if he wouldn't stay behind if Ningyu didn't agree to it. Ningyu nodded his head and did not say anything unnecessary. His figure flashed as he charged towards the distance. The reason why Ningyu did not speak any nonsense was because Daoist Master GMO was a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign. He knew what to do. The scarred martial artist and one-armed martial artist definitely couldn't play any tricks under his eyes. Whoosh! Fairy Yun, she kept her 100 flowers fan and disappeared along with Ningyu. Go! As soon as Ningyu and the rest left, Taoist Master GMO flicked his finger. Instantly, 2 cold rays shot out and entered the scarred martial artist and one-armed martial artist sea of consciousness. After controlling the scarred martial artist and one-armed martial artist, Taoist Master GMO transformed into the flat-top martial artist. Aside from his appearance, even his aura and actions were very similar to the flat-top martial artist. After leaving the giant shield city, Ningyu, Fairy Yun Shi, and the rest set off at full speed. They did not make any stops along the way. Due to the distance between the giant shield city and the 100 Flowers Palace not being too far, in addition to Ningyu and the rest flying at full speed, it only took them an hour to arrive at the 100 Flowers Palace's territory. However, Ningyu and the rest did not immediately charge into the 100 Flowers Palace. Instead, they stopped when they were a few hundred meters away from the 100 Flowers Palace. Grandmaster Xingyun, your soul force is the strongest among us. Try and see how many pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns there are in the 100 Flowers Palace. Looking at the 100 Flowers Palace, not far away, Ningyu said with a grave expression. Ningyu knew his own limits. His soul force was only at the pinnacle of the 8th grade Earth Sovereign realm. So if a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign tried to conceal his aura, it would be hard for him to discover it. But Grandmaster Xingyun was different. His soul force had reached the level of liquid into pellets. Unless the other party knew some ancient methods to conceal their aura, they wouldn't be able to hide under Grandmaster Xingyun's powerful soul force. There's a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign hiding in the space beside the 100 Flowers Palace. Grandmaster Xingyun closed his eyes and unleashed his powerful soul force. A brief moment later, Grandmaster Xingyun opened his eyes and said, "There are 2 pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns in the center of the 100 Flowers Palace. As for the forbidden area in the depths of the 100 Flowers Palace, there should be a heavenly sovereign." Heavenly sovereign? Upon hearing that there was a heavenly sovereign in the 100 Flowers Palace, Ningyu's heart skipped a beat. Fairy Yun Shi, with her 100 Flowers fan, could fight against an early-stage Sky Supreme. Grandmaster Xingyun, with his Ascension Pagoda, could also fight against an early-stage Sky Supreme. However, their objective wasn't to confront heavenly sovereigns, but to capture the 100 Flowers Demon Lord, or to kill the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Fairy Yun Shi, where do you think the Palace Master and 100 Flowers Demon Lord are? Ningyu turned to look at Fairy Yun Shi and asked. Fairy Yun, she was from the 100 Flowers Palace, so she should have a good understanding of it. The Forbidden Area. They must be in the Forbidden Area of the 100 Flowers Palace. With our formation, even if we manage to enter the Forbidden Area, we'll still be blocked. Fairy Yun, she said with a grave expression. In my opinion, we can enter the Forbidden Area of the Flower Palace from another place. You're talking about the Ruoshui River. Ningyu had been to the 100 Flowers Palace in his previous life and knew that the Forbidden Area was backed by the Ruoshui River. How do you know about the Ruoshui River? Fairy Yun, she was shocked when she heard Ningyu's words. Even the 100 Flowers Palace, there weren't more than 5 people who knew about the Ruoshui River. How could Fairy Yun, she not be shocked that Ningyu knew about the Ruoshui River? Don't forget that if it wasn't for me, the Palace Master's soul force would have been long gone. Ningyu's expression was very calm, and he didn't reveal anything. That's true. The doubt in Fairy Yun, she's heart lessened a little. After all, if it wasn't for Ningyu, the Palace Master's soul force would have been devoured by the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. The Ruoshui River is dangerous. How confident are you in crossing it? Ningyu asked. The Ruoshui River was said to be able to corrode even heavenly sovereigns. Chapter 1513. Chapter 1513. Golden Arowana Swish. Yin, she didn't reply to Ningyu. Instead, she waved her sleeves, and a green pearl appeared in her hand. This is a water avoidance pearl. It was obtained by the Palace Lord 10 years ago. As long as we have it, We can smoothly pass through the Ruoshui River and reach the entrance of the forbidden area. Yun Shi waved the pearl in her hand and continued. There are two entrances to the forbidden area. One is on the surface, while the other is underwater. The entrance on the surface is guarded by heavenly sovereigns, so we have to enter the forbidden area from the bottom of the Ruoshui River. When the time comes, we'll catch the 100 Flowers Demon Lord off guard and catch him off guard. How long can your water avoidance pearl allow us to last at the bottom of the Ruoshui River? Ningyu asked as he pointed at the pearl in Yun Shi's hand. Ningyu was well aware of how dangerous the Ruoshui River was. Even heavenly sovereigns couldn't move an inch in there, let alone them. If something happened to the water avoidance pearl, the consequences would be unimaginable. Don't worry. The water avoidance pearl comes from the Ruoshui River, so there won't be any problems. Yun Shi waved her hand and continued. Let's not delay any further. Let's go to the Ruoshui River now. Wong. Yun Shi tore through space and entered the Ruoshui River in the blink of an eye. Although Ningyu was worried, he had no other choice. He could only rely on the water avoidance pearl to reach the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace. The Ruoshui River wasn't on the surface, but underground. Ningyu and the rest carefully arrived at the back mountain of the 100 Flowers Palace and directly dove into the ground. After diving for 1,000 meters, Ningyu and the rest finally stopped. Whoosh! Looking at the flowing stream in front of him, Ningyu's expression became a little solemn. The Ruoshui River beneath the 100 Flowers Palace was only a small tributary. Even Ningyu from his previous life had no idea where it was or where it was headed. The only thing Ningyu knew was that the middle of the tributary was huge and deep, while the two ends were narrow and shallow. Let's go. Fairy Yun, she led the way as they followed the stream upstream. As Ningyu and the others moved forward, the stream became bigger and bigger. Open. In the end, the stream was almost completely blocked. At this time, Fairy Yun she threw out the water avoidance pearl in her hand. Gotcha! The water-repelling pearl suddenly enlarged and a gap appeared in the middle. Fairy Yun, she entered the water avoidance pearl first. Xiao! 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 After that, Ningyu, Bada, and Master Xingyun also entered the water avoidance pearl. Voila! After the few of them entered the water avoidance pearl, Fairy Yun, she controlled the water avoidance pearl to close, and they suddenly dove into the bottom of the Ruoshui River. Be careful. Powerful demonic beasts could appear in the Ruoshui River at any time. Even though she had the protection of the water-repelling pearl, Fairy Yun, she did not dare to relax. Previously, when she used the water avoidance pearl to enter the bottom of the Ruoshui River, she was indeed attacked by demonic beasts. Fortunately, she did not encounter any particularly powerful demonic beasts. However, who knew if they would encounter any powerful demonic beasts next? Hence, it was better to be careful. After all, it was better to be safe than sorry. Voila! Speak of the devil. As soon as Fairy Yun, she's warning sounded, they encountered trouble. All around them, a black school of fish attacked them, and almost instantly surrounded the water avoidance pearl. Damn it, it's actually a golden arowana. Fairy Yun she's heart sank to the bottom as she stared at the black mass of fish that had suddenly appeared. Golden arowanas were only recorded in the records of the 100 Flowers Palace, and no one had ever encountered them. Who would have thought that they would encounter the so-called overlord of the Ruoshui River, the golden arowanas? The cultivation of these golden arowanas was not very high, only at the first grade Earth Supreme realm. However, their teeth were sharp, and they were like locusts, leaving nothing behind. Everyone, inject your energy into the surface of the water avoidance pearl. We must ensure that the water avoidance pearl will not be bitten by the golden arowanas. Fairy Yun, she took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. The most important thing now was not to fight the golden arowanas, but to ensure that the water avoidance pearl would not be destroyed. Although the golden arowanas were powerful, they were only at the first grade Earth Supreme realm. The only problem was that there were too many of them. The Ruoshui River was different. The Ruoshui River was known to corrode everything. Once the water avoidance pearl was broken, they would be contaminated by the Ruo Shui River, and even without the golden arowanas doing anything, they would be corroded into skeletons by the Ruo Shui River. Crack, crack, crack. Outside the water avoidance pearl, the numerous golden arowanas opened their mouths and desperately gnawed at the Yuan Qi barrier around the pearl. Fortunately, there's a Yuan Qi barrier where the water avoidance pearl would have been destroyed. Seeing the golden arowanas gnawing at the Yuan Qi barrier, Fairy Yun, she let out a long breath and said, "Hurry up, we need to reach the forbidden grounds as soon as possible." What? However, Fairy Yun, she had clearly underestimated the fighting strength of the golden arowanas, as well as the defensive strength of the Yuan Qi barrier. These golden arowanas seemed to be very organized and disciplined. The golden arowanas at the front could not break through the Yuan Qi barrier, so they all retreated and let the golden arowanas at the back take their place. After 3 rounds, the golden arowanas that appeared were very large, many times larger than the average golden arowanas. These large golden arowanas also had relatively high cultivation, all of them at the 2nd Great Earth Supreme Realm. The golden arowanas of the 1st Great Earth Supreme Realm could not break through the Yuan Qi barrier, but the golden arowanas of the 2nd Great Earth Supreme Realm were different. They only used a few seconds to gnaw a hole in the Yuan Qi barrier. Quick, stop them. Fortunately, Fairy Yun, she reacted quickly and blocked the hole in time. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. How much longer can you guys last? Ningyu did not inject any Yuan Qi into the barrier, but asked Fairy Yun Shi. The reason why Ningyu did not help was not because he was selfish, but because he was searching for elixirs in the Reincarnation Pill Dao. In the Reincarnation Pill Dao, there was a type of elixir called the Fish Dizzy Pill. As the name suggested, as long as the Fish Dizzy Pill was consumed by a fish-type demonic beast, it would quickly fall asleep. Coincidentally, Ningyu had the ingredients to refine the Fish Dizzy Pill on him. However, refining the Fish Dizzy Pill required at least half an hour. Therefore, whether the water avoidance pearl could last for half an hour was crucial. If the water avoidance pearl could not last for half an hour, then even if Ningyu started refining the Fish Dizzy Pill, it would be useless. If no higher grade golden arowanas appear, it should not be a problem to last for half an hour. Fairy Yun, she said solemnly. All right, then you guys must last for half an hour. Ningyu took a deep breath, and with a flick of his wrist, he took out the Emptiness Pill Furnace. The Emptiness Pill Furnace was ranked 30th on the Pill Cauldron Heaven board. It was perfect for refining the Fish Dizzy Pill. Chi-Chi, after taking out the Emptiness Pill Furnace, Ningyu took out the 10,000 bone flame and let it float in the air. After doing all this, Ningyu took out all the medicinal herbs he had on him, took out the useful medicinal herbs one by one, and threw them to the side. You want to refine elixirs? Chapter 1514. Giant Dizzy Fish Pill. In fact, it was no wonder that Grandmaster Xing Yun felt confused. Now that the situation was so urgent, he was still thinking about alchemy? Could a pill be used to chase away the golden arowana? What nonsense! Trust me, buy me half an hour. Ningyu knew what Master Xing Yun was thinking, but it was too urgent for him to explain. Ignoring Grandmaster Xing Yun's shocked expression, Ningyu threw the incorporeal pill furnace above his head and began to refine the Fish Dizzy Pill. Although the Fish Faint Pill was only a Grade 8 elixir, and Ningyu's soul power was at the peak of Grade 8, Ningyu still dared not be careless when he started refining it. Even in his previous life, Ningyu had never refined the Fish Dizzy Pill. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu casually grabbed a herb and threw it into the illusionary pill furnace. Chi-Chi. As soon as the medicinal ingredients entered the pill furnace, it did not take long for them to be completely refined, turning into a drop of pure liquid. Continue to strengthen the Yuan Qi barrier. At this moment, Yun Shi's words entered Grandmaster Xing Yun's ears. The golden arowana had a strong bite force and could devour vital energy. If he didn't reinforce the Yuan Qi barrier, the golden arowana would come into contact with the water-repellent pearl in about 10 minutes. Although the water avoidance pearl could resist the erosion of the weak water, its protection was very weak. Once the golden arowana came into contact with the water-repellent pearl, it would be able to bite through it easily. At that time, the consequences would be unimaginable. Damn it! Master Xing Yun knew the severity of the situation. After cursing in his heart, he activated the Yuan Qi in his body and worked with Fairy Yun, Shi, and Bada to strengthen the barrier with all his might. At the bottom of the Ruo Shui River, a strange scene was unfolding. The water avoidance pearl, which wasn't particularly big, was tightly wrapped in essence qi. Inside the water-repellent pearl, Ningyu was making full use of the limited space to refine the fish dizzy pill. In the blink of an eye, 10 minutes had passed. 10 minutes later, Ningyu had refined all the medicinal ingredients, turning them into pure liquid. Just as Ningyu was about to proceed to the second step of the refinement, a sudden change occurred. The golden arowanas around the water-repellent pearl suddenly retreated, and a group of even larger golden arowanas swarmed over from afar. The cultivation of this batch of golden arowanas were all third-grade Earth sovereigns. A second-grade Earth sovereign realm golden arowana was already troublesome enough. Now that another batch of third-grade Earth sovereign realm golden arowana had appeared, Fairy Yun Shi and the rest's hearts instantly sank to the bottom. There was no way to resolve this situation. It was an unsolvable situation. How much longer can you last? Due to the changes in the situation, Ningyu had to take the risk of failure and speed up the refinement of the fish dizziness pill. Ningyu had already prepared himself for both scenarios. If Fairy Yun Shi and the others could hold on for a while longer, he would continue to refine the fish dizzy pill. If they couldn't hold on any longer, he would have to think of something else. In fact, Ningyu even took out the Tower of Yuzuan and handed it to Grandmaster Xingyun. If a 4th-grade Earth Sovereign or 5th-grade Earth Sovereign Realm golden arowana appears, holding on for 10 minutes is already the limit. Grandmaster Xingyun said in a low voice after receiving the Tower of Yuzuan. Then I'll hold on for 10 minutes. A cold light shot out from Ningyu's eyes, and his face was extremely solemn. Under normal circumstances, even if he increased his speed, he wouldn't be able to refine the fish dizzy pill in the next 10 minutes. But the current situation didn't allow Ningyu to think too much. He could only give it his all. Crack, crack, crack. Outside the water-repellent pearl, the 3rd-grade Earth Sovereign golden arowanas continuously gnawed away at the Yuan Qi barrier. In just a few seconds, a layer of the Yuan Qi barrier set up by Grandmaster Xingyun and the rest had already been gnawed away. Holding on for 10 minutes was still a long way to go. Open up. Ningyu knew that time was of the essence, so he didn't want to waste even a second. He immediately began refining the second stage of the fish dizzy pill. Compression. The second stage was compression, which was to compress the pure liquid into the embryonic form of the pellet. Whether the fish dizzy pill could be refined depended on this stage. With a grave expression, Ningyu's mind was highly concentrated as he threw himself into the refinement of the fish dizzy pill. Drip! Time flew by quickly. In the blink of an eye, 5 minutes had passed. When the 6th minute arrived, Ningyu had finally completed the second stage and condensed the embryonic form of the fish dizzy pill. Puffed, puffed, puffed. While Ningyu had completed the second stage of the fish dizzy pill, Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yun, she spewed a mouthful of blood at the same time. Russell, casting his gaze over, Ningyu saw that the cultivation of the golden arowana outside the water-repellent pearl had already reached the 5th-grade Earth Sovereign realm. The strength of the 5th-grade Earth Sovereign golden arowana had increased by a lot. If it wasn't for the help of the 100 Flowers fan, Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yun, she wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes. Hold on for another 5 minutes. With the completion of the second stage of the fish dizzy pill, Ningyu should be able to refine it in 5 minutes if he increased his refining speed. All right, let's do it. Since Ningyu had put it this way, Fairy Yun Shi and Fairy Yun, she no longer grumbled. Instead, they ignited their blood essences to resist the attack of the golden arowana. Seeing that Grandmaster Xingyun and the rest were igniting their blood essences, Ningyu's expression turned extremely grave. All their hopes were placed on him. Ningyu felt the pressure on his shoulders increasing. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu focused his mind and started to refine the fish dizzy pill. In the next 5 minutes, almost every minute, a different kind of golden arowana would attack the Yuan-Chi barrier. 4th grade Earth Sovereign, 5th grade Earth Sovereign, 6th grade Earth Sovereign. In the end, even the 7th grade Earth Sovereign golden arowana appeared. The impact of the 7th grade Earth Sovereign golden arowana was extremely powerful. As soon as they began to move, the vital energy shield around the water-repellent pearl was almost eaten up. There was not much left. Ningyu, we can't hold on any longer. Under the attack of the 8th grade Earth Sovereign golden arowana, Grandmaster Xing Yun, Shi, and Fairy Yun, she couldn't do anything even if they ignited their blood essences. Grandmaster Xing Yun's original plan was to perish together with the golden arowana. However, he changed his mind and thought of Ningyu. Ningyu was an eccentric person. He might really have a way to drive the golden arowana away. Rise! Ningyu had reached a critical moment in refining the fish dizzy pill. He naturally had no time to care about Grandmaster Xing Yun's words. He slapped the cauldron and the lid flew up. Several pills shot out from the cauldron. Fairy Yun Shi, hurry up and open the water avoidance pearl. Throw this pill out. Ningyu didn't want the water avoidance pearl to break. Therefore, after refining the fish dizzy pill, he immediately gave it to Fairy Yun, Shi, and Grandmaster Xing Yun. Even Bada got a few of them. Ningyu didn't want the ordinary fish dizzy pill. He held a fist-sized pill in his hand. Chapter 15:15. Chapter 15:15. Chapter 15:15 Golden Arowana King. According to the records of the reincarnation pill Tao, only one giant fish dizziness pill would appear after 10 cauldrons. Ningyu was lucky. He got the giant fish dizziness pill in his first cauldron. The effect of one giant fish dizziness pill was even more terrifying than dozens of smaller ones. Crush the fish dizziness pill and throw it into the Ruo Shui River. Ningyu's face was solemn as he said in a low voice, "Remember, you must crush the fish dizziness pill. It's best if you can squeeze it into powder." Fish dizziness pill? Hearing Ningyu's words, Grandmaster Xing Yun looked at the pill in his hand, slightly surprised. Grandmaster Xing Yun was a peak 9th grade alchemist. He had seen thousands of pill recipes. He had never heard of the fish dizziness pill. However, Grandmaster Xing Yun did not dare to be careless. He exerted force with both hands and crushed all the fish dizziness pills in his hand. Fairy Yun Shi and Bada were not idle. They did the same thing as Grandmaster Xing Yun, crushing the fish dizziness pills in their hands. Open. After doing all this, Fairy Yun, she suddenly opened the water avoidance pearl. As soon as the water avoidance pearl was opened, many golden arowanas rushed over, looking like they wanted to enter the pearl. Throw the fish dizziness pill powder out. Ningyu shouted. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Grandmaster Xing Yun, Fairy Yun Shi, and Bada threw the fish dizziness pill powder out at the same time. Swoosh. The moment the fish dizziness pill powder was thrown out, it took effect. The golden arowanas that were chewing on the Yuan-Chi barrier dropped their heads and started to fight for the powder. It was as if the fish dizziness pill powder was a delicacy that they could not resist. The sudden change caused Fairy Yun Shi to be a little stunned. It was too magical. It was completely beyond her imagination. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Seeing that Fairy Yun, she was in a daze. Ningyu patted her shoulder and said in a low voice, "Before the stronger golden arowanas come, let's get to the entrance of the 100 Flowers Palace as soon as possible." Ningyu knew very well that every school of goldfish must have an extremely powerful goldfish. This school of golden dragonfish was massive, and their leader was at least a 9th grade Earth Sovereign or even a heavenly sovereign. Just this school of golden arowanas was enough to overwhelm Ningyu and the others. Once the leader arrived, the consequences would be dire. All right, let's go. Fairy Yun, she instantly reacted. She activated the water avoidance pearl and started rushing towards the forbidden area of the 100 Flower Palace. Xiao, The school of golden arowanas seemed to have completely given up on the water-repellent beads. They stayed where they were and started a fight over the powder of the fish dizziness pill. A few minutes later, Ningyu and the others successfully escaped from the golden arowana's encirclement. Ningyu, what kind of pill is the fish faint pill? Not long after they left the encirclement, Master Xing Yun couldn't wait to ask the question in his heart. Not only was Master Xing Yun confused, even Fairy Yun Shi and Bada were confused. Just a few fish fainting pills were enough to wipe out the school of golden arowanas. If it was in the past, they wouldn't believe it even if they were beaten to death. The so-called fish faint pill is an elixir that specifically targets fishes. As long as the fishes swallow it, they will quickly fall asleep. Ningyu used his perception to scan the surroundings for a while. After confirming that it was safe, he said, "Although the goldfish are powerful, they are still fishes. Since they are fishes, the fish faint pill can suppress them." Gulp. Hearing Ningyu's words, Bada couldn't help swallowing a mouthful of saliva and said, "If that's the case, then all the goldfish behind us have fallen asleep? Why are we in such a rush? Why didn't we catch a few goldfish? I heard that goldfish meat is delicious." Bada was a bloodthirsty wolf that liked to eat demonic beasts. Not only were goldfish delicious, but they also contained a terrifying amount of energy that was beneficial to cultivation. Bada was heartbroken after missing out on so many goldfish. "I heard that you want to eat goldfish meat." Not long after Bada's voice faded, a powerful voice resounded beside Ningyu and the rest's ears. Crap! The voice that came to his ears made Ningyu's heart sink to the bottom. Goldfish King. From a voice, Ningyu could determine that the Goldfish King's cultivation was at least at the 9th grade Earth Sovereign realm. As for whether it was an initial phase 9th grade Earth Sovereign or a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign, Ningyu had no idea. Giant fish faint pill. Ningyu's right hand reached into his pocket and touched the giant fish faint pill. The worry in his heart was slightly alleviated. The small fish faint pill was no longer attractive to the Goldfish King. Fortunately, I managed to refine the giant fish faint pill. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get out of this situation. Ningyu tried his best to calm himself down, but his heart was getting excited. If he could capture the Goldfish King and eat its meat, Ningyu might even be able to break through the limits of the human sovereign realm and reach the Earth Sovereign realm. Ever since he reached the 9th grade Earth Sovereign realm, Ningyu's cultivation had been stagnant for a long time. Now that there was a chance to reach the Earth Sovereign realm, Ningyu would definitely not let it go. But to capture the Goldfish King, he had to think about it carefully. He couldn't rush it. Whoosh! Soon, the Goldfish King appeared in front of the water avoidance pearl, swaying its huge tail. The Goldfish King was huge and golden in color. It had 2 long whiskers and a pair of fan-like fins that swayed left and right. The Goldfish King's mouth was a few times bigger than the water avoidance pearl. If it wanted to, it could even swallow the water avoidance pearl. "You guys are quite bold to use the fish faint pill to tempt my people." The golden arowana fish king stared at Ningyu and the others inside the water repellent pearl, then said, "I'll give you a chance to live now. Open the water repellent pearl. As long as you can last 10 minutes in the weak water, I'll let you go." Rumble. The Goldfish King's words made the hearts of Master Xing Yun and the others sink to the bottom. Last 10 minutes in the weak water? Not to mention them, even Sky's sovereigns might not be able to last that long. The Golden Arowana Fish King was clearly trying to kill them. "Goldfish King, there's no enmity between us. Why did you attack us?" Ningyu's heart skipped a beat. He looked at the Goldfish King and said, "Don't you want to know why we're crossing the Weak Water River?" "Oh, tell me about it." The Goldfish King raised an eyebrow. Not far away is the entrance to the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace. The 100 Flowers Palace is an ancient sect, and rumor has it that there are skeletons of pinnacle heavenly sovereigns in there. "We're here to search for those skeletons." Ningyu pointed to the front and started bragging. There used to be 2 entrances to the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace. But due to years of war, the entrance on the surface has been sealed. That's why we can only enter the forbidden area from the bottom of the Weak Water River. I was the only one who entered the forbidden area. Even if I found the skeletons of peak sky sovereigns, I couldn't take them away. Chapter 15:16. Bluff. Ningyu had an outstanding talent in lying. He didn't even frown when he lied. Hearing Ningyu's words, the Goldfish King frowned, seemingly moved by Ningyu's plan. Goldfish King, this is the bottom of the Roshue River. You're the strongest, while the rest of us can only hide in the water avoidance pearl. To convince the Goldfish King, Ningyu decided to give it a hard time. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu seemed to have made up his mind. If you still don't believe me, we can open the water avoidance pearl and let you in. No, absolutely not. No matter what, we can't open the water avoidance pearl. That's right. The water avoidance pearl is the key to our survival in the Roshue River. If the Goldfish King destroys the pearl from the inside, we'll all die. Just when Ningyu's voice resounded, Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yun, she immediately spoke up. What a joke. Letting the Goldfish King enter the water avoidance pearl was no different from courting death. The Goldfish King was a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign. If it chose to break the pearl, the consequences would be unimaginable. I've already made up my mind. You don't have to say anything. Ningyu waved his hand. We have no enmity with the Goldfish King. As long as we talk it out, we can definitely bury the hatchet. Finishing his words, Ningyu waved his hands and slowly opened the water avoidance pearl. Damn it! Grandmaster Xingyun cursed inwardly when he saw Ningyu's actions and immediately turned his head away. As for Fairy Yun, Shi, and Bada, they stared at the Goldfish King as if they were facing a great enemy, fearing that it would suddenly go berserk. Very well. The Golden Arowana King was bold and skillful. It waved its tail and dove into the water-repellent pearl. You're pretty smart to know to reconcile with me. After entering the water avoidance pearl, the Goldfish King transformed into a middle-aged man in his 30s or 40s. The Golden Arowana Fish King had a head full of golden hair and looked rather strange. Tell me about the 100-Flower Palace. I want to know what treasures there are in the forbidden grounds of the 100-Flower Palace, aside from the skeletons of heavenly sovereigns. The Goldfish King crossed its arms in front of its chest and stared at Ningyu with interest. Although the Golden Arowana King lived in the Roshue River, how vast was the Roshue River? The Golden Arowana Fish King was just passing by with its school of golden arowanas. It knew nothing about the 100-Flower Palace. There are many good treasures. Ningyu looked around and said in a low voice, the fish dizzy pill we just used was obtained from there. What? The Golden Arowana Fish King was shocked. Although the fish dizzy pill was not a heaven-defying pill, it had a fatal restraining effect on fish-type demonic beasts. As long as the quality of the fish dizzy pellet was high enough, even heavenly sovereigns wouldn't be able to escape. Although the Golden Arowana Fish King looked surprised, it was actually overjoyed. If it could obtain the fish dizzy pill, and a high-quality one at that, then when it encountered other fish kings, it could suddenly use the fish dizzy pill to catch its opponents off guard. If the Golden Arowana Fish Clan wanted to quickly increase their cultivation, devouring each other was the fastest way. I was tricked. Ningyu was very satisfied with the Golden Arowana Fish King's reaction. This was the effect he wanted. How many fish dizzy pills are there in the Forbidden Grounds? Are there any high-quality ones? The Golden Arowana Fish King took a deep breath and said urgently, as long as you can lead me to the fish dizzy pill, I can promise to let you live. Thank you, Fish King. Ningyu hurriedly expressed his gratitude. Don't be in such a hurry to thank me. The Golden Arowana Fish King said, lead the way. I will only let you go if I see the fish dizzy pill. Otherwise, you will all die. I guarantee that I will see the fish dizzy pill. Ningyu patted his chest and said, because my strength is limited, I can only bring back low-quality fish dizzy pills. There are high-quality fish dizzy pills in the forbidden grounds of the 100 Flowers Palace. The Golden Arowana Fish King seemed to be a little impatient and urged, let's go, let's go. Ningyu was swift and decisive. He took control of the water avoidance pearl from Fairy Yun, Shi, and carefully rushed towards the forbidden grounds of the 100 Flowers Palace. It's not that troublesome. Just tell me the direction, and I'll activate the water avoidance pearl. The golden arowana fish king was a little impatient when it saw Ning use shoddy technique. It shook its tail a few times, and a few huge golden arowanas swam over from afar and appeared outside the water avoidance pearl. These golden arowanas were all at the 8th grade Earth Supreme realm. They carried the water avoidance pearl and quickly traversed the Roashue River. Ningyu guided them from the front, while the golden arowana fish king passed Ning use information to the golden arowanas outside the water avoidance pearl. With the help of the golden arowanas, Ningyu and the rest quickly arrived at the entrance of the forbidden grounds of the 100 Flowers Palace. The stone door in front is the entrance to the forbidden grounds. At this moment, Fairy Yun Shi, who had been silent all this while, finally spoke. I will use a secret technique to open the stone door. When the time comes, everyone will rush in together. No problem. Ningyu nodded in response. Open. Fairy Yun, she did not waste any time. She waved her sleeves, and a cold light shot out, bypassing the water avoidance pearl and blasting towards the stone door. Crack! The stone door did not last long under the attack of the cold light before it cracked open. Swish! After the stone door cracked open, a huge pillar of light shot out from behind it. The powerful pressure pushed the Roashue River away, leaving a wide path in the middle. With a thought, Fairy Yin, she put away the water-repelling pearl. Rustle! Since the stone door had been opened, Fairy Yun, she no longer had any worries. She moved her feet and walked towards the stone door. Behind Fairy Yun, she, Grandmaster Xing Yun, and Bada followed. Ning Yu and the Golden Arowana King were at the back and were in a disadvantageous position. Rustle! After sending Ning Yu and the rest here, the 8th grade Earth Sovereign Golden Arowanas jumped back into the Roashue River and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Golden Arowana King, I've been looking forward to the Golden Arowana clan for a long time. I wonder if I'll have the chance to visit your clan? As they moved forward, Ningyu started to get closer to the Golden Arowana King. He even moved closer to the Golden Arowana King with his steps. Cut the crap. You must bring me to the fish dizzy pellet. Otherwise, you should know the consequences. Clearly, the Golden Arowana King wasn't going to fall for it. He quickly arrived at Fairy Yun Shi's side and began to converse with her. Do fishes like humans too? The Golden Arowana King's actions caused Ningyu to roll his eyes and the corner of his lips twitched. Although the Golden Arowana King was a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign, it was still a fish-type demonic beast. Forget it. Let's think about how to make the Golden Arowana King and the 100 Flowers Demon Lord fight. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu threw away the distracting thoughts in his mind. The most important thing now was to make the Golden Arowana King and the 100 Flowers Demon Lord fight. Although the Golden Arowana King was only a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign, it definitely had the Roashue River. Chapter 15-17. 5 Ultimate Formation Creek. To prevent Roashue from entering the forbidden area, the stone door closed as soon as Ningyu and the rest entered. Buzz. The instant Ningyu entered the forbidden area, he felt like he was in a trance. He was in a daze. Luckily, Ningyu soon recovered. They're in a daze. Ningyu wanted to ask Yin Shi why, but he noticed that Yin Shi and Master Xing Yun and the rest were also in a daze. In fact, Fairy Yun Shi, Grandmaster Xing Yun, and the others had yet to recover from their daze. In other words, they were in a daze like the Walking Dead. There should be some heaven-defying treasures in the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace. Ningyu took a deep breath, and his expression turned solemn. This was only the entrance to the forbidden area, but could cause them to be momentarily dazed. One could imagine how terrifying the forbidden area was. Normally, there would be powerful treasures or heaven-defying elixirs in a heavily guarded forbidden area. Whoosh! Just as Ningyu was deep in thought, the second to wake up was the Arowana King. The speed at which the Arowana King woke up surprised Ningyu. Logically speaking, Master Xingyun's soul power was at the level of liquid to Dan, so he should be the second one to wake up. Who would have thought that the second one to wake up would be the Golden Arowana King? Luckily, I didn't do anything. Ningyu rejoiced. At that moment, he even wanted to use the giant fish dizzy pill to control the Arowana King. Now it seemed that he was indeed lucky. If he made a move on the Arowana King, he would most likely be discovered by it. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A second after the Arowana King woke up, Master Xing Yun Shi, and Bada woke up at the same time. What are you waiting for? Let's go. The Arowana King looked back at Ningyu and said, Bring me to the fish dizzy pill. Coming. Ningyu's heart skipped a beat, but he did not show it on his face. Why did the golden Arowana Fish King and the others react so strangely? It was as if they didn't know that they were absent-minded just now. If the golden Arowana Fish King and the others didn't know that he was distracted, then there would be a problem. Why didn't the golden Arowana Fish King and the others know that he was distracted, but Ningyu didn't? Thinking of this, Ningyu could not help but take a deep breath and secretly became cautious. The danger level of the 100 Flowers Palace's forbidden area had already exceeded his expectations. It was already so dangerous the moment they entered. If they were to continue forward, who knew what they would encounter? Roar. Just as this thought rose in Ningyu's mind, a loud roar came from afar. Hearing the roar, not only Ningyu, but even the golden Arowana Fish King, Fairy Yun Shi, and the others were astounded. Xiao! As the roar faded, a huge creature approached from afar and appeared in front of Ningyu and the others in the blink of an eye. A Sky Supreme realm demonic beast. This demonic beast had a single horn on its head and a pair of wings on its back. Its appearance was extremely frightening. Unicorn. This demonic beast was called the Unicorn, and it was a demonic beast that had survived from the ancient times. On the back of the unicorn sat a middle-aged man. Pa! 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 The man clapped his hands, and his gaze stopped on Fairy Yun Shi. You escaped last time. I didn't think that you would dare to come again. 100 Flowers, Demon Lord. Staring at the middle-aged man on the back of the unicorn, Fairy Yun Shi's expression was extremely dark. She said coldly, The forbidden area at the bottom of the Ruo Shui River is very hidden. How did you know? How did I know? The 100 Flowers Demon Lord's lips curled up as he said sinisterly, Where there are people, there will be society. Where there is society, there will be betrayal. I've already taken control of the 100 Flowers Palace, so I naturally know the second entrance. Damn it! Hearing the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's words, Fairy Yun, she gritted her teeth in anger. Originally, their plan was perfect to the point of no failure. Who would have thought that there would be a traitor in the 100 Flowers Palace, causing the 100 Flowers Demon Lord to know the entrance? With the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's personality, he had already made preparations. I'll give you a chance. Submit to me. The 100 Flowers Demon Lord seemed to be kind and did not attack immediately. Instead, he stared at Fairy Yun Shi and the others with interest and said, Otherwise, I'll have to apologize to you. Ningyu did not speak. Fairy Yun, she did not speak. Master Xing Yun did not speak. Master Xing Yun did not speak. Bada did not speak. Neither did the golden Arowana Fish King. For a moment, the scene became extremely quiet, so quiet that it was a little scary. Since the 100 Flowers Demon Lord is already prepared, why isn't she attacking us? Ningyu frowned slightly. He used his perception and carefully moved towards the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Time passed by minute. Ningyu was very careful. At such a close distance, it took his perception a whole minute to reach the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. No! Suddenly, Ningyu shouted, Everyone attack together. The unicorn under the 100 Flowers Demon Lord is fake. Whoosh! As Ningyu shouted, he quickly charged towards the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. According to the information sent back by his perception, Ningyu determined that the unicorn wasn't a real unicorn. It was a unicorn that was extremely similar to a unicorn. As for why the unicorn could emit the aura of a heavenly supreme, it was the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's doing. My unicorn. Master Xing Yun and the rest did not notice it at first. However, they instantly reacted after Ningyu's reminder. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. After cursing inwardly, Master Xing Yun, Fairy Yun Shi, and Bada charged out and flew towards the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Damn it! 5 terminal array rise. Seeing Fairy Yun Shi and the others attack, the 100 Flowers Demon Master slapped the unicorn she was riding on and shouted, "Whoosh! Whoosh! Whoosh! Whoosh!" Along with the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's voice, for light pillars suddenly shot out from the surroundings. The 4 beams of light intertwined and firmly surrounded the entire area. Enjoy the power of the 5 terminal array. I'll prepare a big gift for you guys. After leaving those words, the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's figure flashed and disappeared. In the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's heart, there was a sentence that he did not say. I hope the broken 5 terminal array can trap them for half an hour. Due to the lack of time, the 5 terminal array couldn't be completed. The difference between the 4 terminal array and the 5 terminal array couldn't be measured. Originally, the 100 Flowers Demon Lord wanted to buy time and leave after the 5 terminal array was completed. But now, it seemed that he had to leave early. Not long ago, he had competed with Ningyu in the soul attraction technique, which caused his soul to be severely injured. He needed time to recover. This time, the 100 Flowers Demon Lord dragged his heavily injured body to set up the 5 terminal array. If he didn't return to possess the 100 Flowers Palace Master as soon as possible, the consequences would be unimaginable. 20 minutes to recover to peak condition. 10 minutes to possess the 100 Flowers Palace Master. Chapter 1518. Chapter 1518. Chapter 1518 Possession. Find a way to break the 5 terminal formation. No, the 4 terminal formation. Ningyu was the first to recover from shock. He first observed the formation around them, then said in a deep voice, 100 Blossom Demon Lord is at the end of his tether. As long as we can break the 4 terminal formation in a short time, we have a high chance of capturing him alive. The core of the 4 extinction formation is the surrounding pillars of light. If you want to break it, you can only use brute force to attack the core of the formation, causing the 4 core of the formation to crack at the same time. Master Xing Yun had obviously come into contact with the 4 extinction formation before and knew how to break it. Grandmaster Xing Yun, Fairy Yun Shi, Bada, and Golden Arowana Fish King, the 4 of you will attack the 4 formation cores at the same time. I will guard the center and prevent the 5th formation core from suddenly appearing, Ningyu said solemnly. Although Master Xing Yun was right, Ningyu is still very careful. If 100 Flowers Demon Master had a backup plan and let the 5th formation core appear at the crucial moment, the consequences would be unimaginable. What Ningyu wanted was to break the 5 ultimate formation as soon as possible, not to drag it out any longer. Swish, 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 swish. Grandmaster Xing Yun and Fairy Yun, she did not hesitate and immediately launched a powerful attack on the surrounding light pillars. Fairy Yun Shi, Bada, and the Golden Arowana Fish King were all pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns, while Master Xing Yun was an 8th grade Earth Sovereign. The 4 of them attacked together, and in an instant, they scattered the light pillars around them. Kacha! As the light beam dispersed, the 5 terminal formation collapsed. It's broken so easily? Ningyu was dumbfounded that the 5 terminal formation was broken so easily. The 100 Flowers Demon Master had spent so much time preparing and had even used the unicorn to disguise itself as a unicorn. There was no reason for her to leave behind a 5 ultimate formation that could be easily broken. No, there must be something wrong. Ningyu's gaze moved around, wanting to find some clues. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't find the problem. Whatever, let's go first. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu decided to put an end to this matter and go to the depths of the Forbidden Grounds to look for 100 Flower Demon Master. However, no one responded to Ningyu. This situation made Ningyu realize that something was amiss. His gaze shifted and landed on Master Xing Yun and the others. I can't believe it. Ningyu cursed when he saw it. Absent-minded. Whether it was Grandmaster Xing Yun, Fairy Yun Shi, Bada, or the Golden Arowana Fish King, they were all dazed. Moreover, their absent-mindedness this time was different from the last time. Not only were they absent-minded, but they also showed signs of killing each other. Rumble. Whatever he was worried about would come true. In an instant, Master Xing Yun and the other three started a chaotic battle. So this is 100 Flowers Demon Lord's trump card. Ning Yu's expression was extremely solemn. He would definitely not be able to participate in the fight between Master Xing Yun and the others. After all, his cultivation was only at the initial 9th grade sovereign realm. The aftermath of the battle between Master Xing Yun and the others was enough to kill him. Sapling, stop pretending to be asleep. Come out and see how we can wake them up. Since he could not help Master Xing Yun and the others, Ning Yu could only communicate with the sapling, hoping to seek some help from him. There's only one way. The sapling seemed to know how to solve the fight between Master Xing Yun and the others. He shook his branches and said, "Find that soul just now and capture it. Let me handle it." Are you kidding me? Ning Yu's eyes widened. I'm just an initial 9th grade sovereign realm cultivator. Finding trouble with 100 Flowers Demon Lord now is no different from seeking death. Don't worry, I won't let you die. The sapling seemed to have everything planned out. He said proudly, "When 100 Flowers Demon Lord appeared, I observed him and found that his soul was extremely weak. If I'm not wrong, 100 Flowers Demon Lord should be at his weakest recently. If we miss this opportunity, we won't get another one. You have to capture 100 Flowers Demon Lord's soul as soon as possible. Otherwise, once he finds a suitable body to possess, we'll all die here today." The sapling's words made Ning Yu fall into deep thought. If he stayed, he would definitely not be able to wake Master Xing Yun and Fairy Yun Shi up. If he went to find 100 Flowers Demon Lord now, he would be putting himself in the most dangerous situation. Let's go. After thinking for a few seconds, Ning Yu slapped his thigh and said, "Let's go find 100 Flowers Demon Lord now. It's either we succeed or we die." Whoosh. Ning Yu did things swiftly and decisively. He left as soon as he said he would. In an instant, he carried 100 Flowers Demon Lord's aura and flew towards the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace. As this was the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace, Ning Yu's speed was not too fast. He would stop after a few steps to observe the surroundings. After a full 10 minutes, Ning Yu crossed the periphery of the forbidden area and entered the inner part of the forbidden area. Front left. Ning Yu used his senses to confirm 100 Flowers Demon Lord's location before moving forward carefully. The inner area of the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace was much more dangerous than before. Along the way, Ning Yu encountered dozens of traps. Fortunately, Ning Yu was agile and had quick reflexes. Otherwise, Ning Yu would probably be killed by the traps before he could even see 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Time continued to pass. In the blink of an eye, another 10 minutes had passed. It had been 20 minutes since he parted ways with 100 Flowers Demon Lord. 20 minutes was enough for 100 Flowers Demon Lord to recover to his peak state. In a secret room not far from Ning Yu, 100 Flowers Demon Lord swallowed the last red fruit and recovered to his peak state. Damn it, I had to swallow the life-saving fruit. 100 Flowers Demon Lord was not excited about recovering to his peak state. Instead, his face was extremely gloomy. He had lost to Ning Yu in the soul dueling technique, causing his soul to be heavily injured. Initially, 100 Flowers Demon Lord did not intend to use the fruit. He wanted to keep it for possession. But now that Ning Yu and the rest had appeared from the bottom of the Ruo Shui River, he had no choice but to use it now. 100 Flowers Palace Master, I'll possess you now. 100 Flowers Demon Lord clenched his fists and his silhouette flickered. He entered 100 Flowers Palace Master's consciousness and began to possess her. Actually, this wasn't the best time for possession, since there was a 10% chance of failure. But the current situation didn't allow 100 Flowers Demon Lord to think too much. He had to possess her as soon as possible. The 100 Flowers Demon Lord was clear that the things he left at the entrance couldn't stop Fairy Yun Shi and the rest for long. Therefore, the time left for him was only 10 minutes. If he couldn't possess her within 10 minutes, he would be in great danger. Hurry to the forbidden area of the 100 Flowers Palace. Before possessing the 100 Flowers Palace Master, Hundred Flowers Demon Lord contacted all the experts in the Hundred Flowers Palace. 3 pinnacle ninth grade Earth sovereigns and 1 heavenly sovereign. Chapter 1519. Chapter 1519, Battle. What the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord didn't know. As soon as he entered the Palace Master's body, Ningyu passed through layers of traps and appeared outside the secret chamber. The Hundred Flowers Demon Lord is inside. Let's go. The sapling flew out of the storage ring and urged Ningyu. The Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's soul is very powerful. If we can devour it, it will definitely be a great supplement. Don't mess around. Ningyu's tone was gloomy as he berated. If I'm not wrong, then the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord is trying to take over the Palace Master's body right now. If we enter rashly, then it's very likely that the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord will be driven to desperation and harm the Palace Master. Then what should we do? The sapling was confused. Ningyu didn't answer the sapling. Instead, he said in a low voice, "Law of space, do you have a way to break through space so that we can appear next to the Palace Master without anyone noticing?" Buzz buzz. The Law of Space didn't want to get involved in this matter. After all, the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's soul was very powerful. But he had to listen to Ningyu's request. He had no choice but to appear from the storage ring and say to Ningyu, "I do have a way, but the price is a bit high." "What price?" Ningyu asked. "Give me control of your body. This secret chamber is surrounded by an array formation left behind by the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord. Soul power or I alone can't pass through it. We can only pass through it with our physical body," the Law of Space said. "No problem," Ningyu said without hesitation. "As long as we can appear next to the Palace Master without anyone noticing, I have a way to give the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord a big surprise." Okay. The Law of Space did things quickly and decisively. After receiving Ningyu's confirmation, he immediately took control of Ningyu's body. Chi-Chi. He waved his hands, and the Law of Space controlled Ningyu's physical body to enter space. Just as the Law of Space said, the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord had set up a powerful array formation around the secret chamber. It was obvious that Ningyu and the others had fallen into a formation. Fortunately, Ningyu came with his main body. Otherwise, he would have died a long time ago. Ningyu, who was trapped in the formation, did not even dare to move. He could only wait for the formation to shift its attention away. The formation that the Hundred Flowers Demon Master had set up was rather special. It didn't cover the entire room. Instead, it would investigate wherever soul strength appeared. Ningyu stood still, so the array naturally regarded Ningyu as an inanimate object. After waiting for a full 3 minutes, the formation's attention finally shifted. Shio! As soon as the array formation's attention was diverted, the Law of Space controlled Ningyu's body and quietly entered the secret chamber. The moment Ningyu and company entered the secret chamber, Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's heart stirred. She vaguely felt that something was amiss. As Centauria Fiend Master worked hard to possess Palatial Lord Centauria, she released her perception to probe the surroundings of the chamber. The Hundred Flowers Demon Master was smart, but he was muddle-headed at this moment. His perception was only probing the surroundings of the secret chamber. He did not probe the inside of the secret chamber. In other words, no matter how strong he would not be able to find Ningyu and company. Hurry up! Any later, and Palatial Lord Centauria's body will be completely possessed. Ningyu kept urging the Law of Space, urging him to move faster. At the same time, Ningyu began communicating with Yang Chong and the others in the Tower of Ascension and got them to inject all their Yuan Qi into his body. Ningyu even contacted Jean Yi and got her to force out all the Yuan Qi in Jinbo's body. It would be useful if necessary. After doing all this, Ningyu is still not at ease. To deal with the Hundred Flowers Demon Master's soul strength, he needed a soul attack technique. And the soul attack technique that he had mastered was the Netherworld Samsara Palm. He had not cultivated the Netherworld Samsara Palm to its peak state, so it definitely wouldn't be effective against the Hundred Flowers Demon Master. Since that was the case, Ningyu might as well clash head-on with the Hundred Flowers Demon Master. He gathered Jin Yi's soul strength, Yang Chong, and the other's soul strength, and put them into his body. Give me 3 minutes. The more critical the moment, the more stable the law of space was. It was terrifyingly stable. The law of space also knew to advance quickly. But if they advanced quickly now, they would definitely be discovered by the 100 Flowers Demon Master. At that time, all their efforts would be for naught. All right, I'll give you 3 minutes. The reason why Ningyu was panicking was because he was worried about the 100 Flowers Demon Master's safety. Hearing the words of the law of space, he instantly calmed down. The more dangerous the situation, the easier it was for things to go wrong. So he had to be even more careful. 7 more minutes. The 100 Flowers Demon Master had no idea that Ningyu and company had entered the secret chamber. He was very excited, because in another 7 minutes, he would completely possess the 100 Flowers Demon Master. After possessing the 100 Flowers Demon Master, his strength would recover to 50% of his peak state. At that time, he would let the entire Pill Formation continent remember his name. Even if I have to self-destruct, I definitely won't let you possess me. The 100 Flowers Demon Master still had a bit of consciousness. She felt that the 100 Flowers Demon Master wanted to possess her, so she used all her strength to self-destruct. 1-1. The 100 Flowers Demon Master's body swelled up and looked like she was about to self-destruct. You want to self-destruct in front of me? The 100 Flowers Demon Master's lips curled up. He continued to increase his strength and instantly took away half of the 100 Flowers Demon Master's body. This meant that the 100 Flowers Demon Master couldn't fully control her body and could only control 50% of it. With 50% control, she naturally couldn't self-destruct. Hee, you're still too inexperienced to fight me. The 100 Flowers Demon Master said sinisterly. If I wasn't heavily injured, I definitely wouldn't possess a trash like you. Forget it. What's the point of fighting with someone who's about to die? In another 3 to 4 minutes, I will take control of your body. At that time, it will be your death. 6 minutes had passed since the 100 Flowers Demon Master possessed the 100 Flowers Demon Master. In other words, the 3 minutes that Ningyu and the others had waited had already passed. Swoosh! At that moment, the space law controlled Ningyu's body as he charged toward the 100 Flowers Demon Master. I'll return control to you. When Ningyu charged toward the 100 Flowers Demon Master, the space law returned control of his body to Ningyu as he hid in his storage ring. Who is it? Since the 100 Flowers Demon Master was using all his strength to possess the 100 Flowers Demon Master, he only reacted when Ningyu arrived in front of him. After he reacted, the 100 Flowers Demon Master immediately responded. He instantly gave up on possessing the 100 Flowers Demon Master and wanted to withdraw all his soul power from the 100 Flowers Demon Master's body. However, the 100 Flowers Demon Master had already controlled 50% of the 100 Flowers Demon Master's body. His soul power was practically all over the 100 Flowers Demon Master's body. How difficult would it be for him to withdraw all of his soul power now? Someone who wants your life. Chapter 15:20. Furious Fish Kinga's Ningyu's cold voice resounded. He waved his right hand. Rustle, rustle. 2 terrifying attacks flew towards the 100 Flowers Demon Lord at a shocking speed. The left hand was an energy attack, while the right hand was a soul attack. Within the sovereign of Yu Pagoda, Jin Yi, Yang Chong, and the rest had gathered their energy on Ningyu's left hand. Therefore, this energy attack was extremely powerful. As for Ningyu's soul attack, it wasn't weak either, as it contained Jin Yi's liquefied soul force. Chi. The 2 powerful attacks had instantly severed the connection between the 100 Flowers Demon Lord and the Palace Master. 100 Flowers Demon Lord, how have you been? Ningyu knew that severing the connection between the 100 Flowers Demon Lord and the Palace Master was already a good outcome. He stood before the Palace Master and did not continue his attack. Why doesn't the spirit fumes have any effect on you? The 100 Flowers Demon Lord stared at Ningyu and said, You're only an initial phase 9th grade sovereign. It's impossible for you to resist my spirit fumes. Haha, nothing is impossible. Ningyu grinned, and then he turned around and started to inspect the situation within the flower palace. Soon, Ningyu nodded his head and the worry in his heart lessened. Because the 100 Flowers Demon Lord had retracted his soul force in a hurry. The soul force he left in the palace master's body didn't have any consciousness. Therefore, the 100 Flowers Demon Lord couldn't control his soul force to cause trouble. Oomph. I don't care how you avoided the spirit fumes, but you're fated to die fighting me. The 100 Flowers Demon Lord snorted. He didn't make a move immediately. In the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's view, since Ningyu could avoid the spirit fumes and the array around the chamber, there was a high chance that he had an expert backing him. Therefore, the 100 Flowers Demon Lord wanted to stall for time and wait for reinforcements to arrive before fighting it out with Ningyu. After all, he was a soul body, and half of his soul power remained in the 100 Flowers Palace Master's body. Originally, the combat power of a soul body was much weaker. Now that he had lost half of his soul power, it caused his strength to drop by several times. If she were to fight with Ningyu now, she could naturally win. However, 100 Flowers Demon Master was afraid of the expert behind Ningyu. The 100 Flowers Demon Lord is a soul body. It is impossible to kill him with normal methods. Ningyu frowned slightly. Even he found the current situation tricky. He couldn't attack first. He had to let 100 Flowers Demon Master attack him first. Ningyu still had a trump card, but it was not convenient for him to take it out now. If he took out his trump card early, it wouldn't be effective. 100 Flowers Demon Master, why don't we sit down and talk? Ningyu rolled his eyes and said, You can't do anything to me, and I can't do anything to you. Why don't we have good talk? Maybe we can turn hostility into friendship. What is he trying to do? Hearing Ningyu's words, the 100 Flowers Demon Master was a little stunned and even doubted his own judgment. He initially thought that Ningyu had a powerful trump card, but it seemed like he was pretending to be a tiger to eat a pig. However, despite his thoughts, the 100 Flowers Demon Master didn't dare to do anything on the surface. He was afraid that he would fall into Ningyu's trap if he acted rashly. Taking a deep breath, the 100 Flowers Demon Master said, We can talk. The 100 Flowers Demon Master was waiting for the arrival of 3 ninth grade Earth Sovereigns and a Heavenly Supreme. As long as those 4 experts arrived here, Ningyu would be killed in an instant. And Ningyu was waiting for Grandmaster Xingyun and the rest. Ningyu wasn't a fool. He believed that with the Golden Arowana Fish King and the rest abilities, they would wake up soon. At this moment, the Golden Arowana Fish King was the key. When the Golden Arowana Fish King woke up, the first thing it would do would be to control Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yun Shi, then think of a way to wake them up. At the same time, the Golden Arowana Fish King would be enraged. The enraged Golden Arowana Fish King would bring Grandmaster Xingyun and the rest into the depths of the Forbidden Grounds to search for the aura left behind by Ningyu. Therefore, both Ningyu and the 100 Flowers Demon Master were betting. The 100 Flowers Demon Master was betting that his people would arrive first, while Ningyu was betting that the Golden Arowana Fish King and the rest would arrive first. Of course, to prevent the Golden Arowana Fish King from betraying them, Ningyu carefully crushed the giant fish dizziness pill and fused it with the red demon sword. If the Golden Arowana Fish King betrayed them, he would immediately activate the red demon sword and make the Golden Arowana Fish King fall asleep. After all, the giant fish dizziness pill had a fatal effect on fish-type demonic beasts. Ningyu and the 100 Flowers Demon Master said they wanted to talk, but that wasn't the case. The two of them sat down cross-legged and closed their eyes to rest. However, they didn't let down their guard and paid close attention to each other's actions. It could be said that if one of them made a move, the other would definitely go all out. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. While the situation inside the secret chamber was a little strange, the situation outside was not. At the other entrance of the 100 Flowers Palace's forbidden area, 3 ninth grade Earth Sovereigns and 1 Sky Supreme did not stop at the entrance and directly entered the forbidden area. These 4 cultivators were the reinforcements of the 100 Flowers Demon Master. As for the entrance of the forbidden area at the bottom of the Ruah Shui River, the golden arowana fish king was the first to wake up. "How dare you trick me?" The golden arowana fish king was unusually angry after waking up. He realized that Ning Yu was missing. Ning Yu's disappearance enraged the golden arowana fish king. Despite his anger, the golden arowana fish king did not lose his rationality. He used a secret technique of the golden arowana fish clan to summon the golden arowana experts in the Ruah Shui River. Whoosh! Not long after, a dozen burly men appeared at the entrance of the forbidden area. Since he didn't know how to open the stone door, the golden arowana fish king had to find a way to wake Fairy Yunxi up. After waking up, Fairy Yunxi was dumbfounded. Although she was dumbfounded, under the golden arowana fish king's coercion, Fairy Yunxi opened the entrance of the forbidden area and let the burly men in. All of them were pinnacle 8th grade Earth Sovereigns. Although they were only 8th grade Earth Sovereigns, they were all golden arowanas. Not only were their bodies tough, but they could also control the Ruah Shui River. "Take me to that brat, Ning Yu." The golden arowana fish king had two burly men carry Grandmaster Xingyun and Bada while he grabbed Fairy Yunxi's arm and rushed into the forbidden area. Fairy Yunxi originally wanted to resist, but when she realized that the golden arowana fish king had taken away the Ruah Shui River, she immediately gave up. Without the Ruah Shui River, her body would definitely be slowly corroded by the golden arowana fish king's Ruah Shui River. After all, she had yet to become a Sky Supreme and could not resist the corrosion of the Ruah Shui River. I wonder if Ning Yu was harmed by the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Along the way, Fairy Yunxi's eyes kept turning. There were a few times when she wanted to use her perception to contact Ning Yu. However, she was very rational. She knew that contacting Ning Yu at this time was simply courting death. Even if Ning Yu was still alive, he would be killed by her. Chapter 1521. Tuoba Chun inside the secret chamber. Ning Yu and the 100 Flowers Demon Lord wore grave expressions. Neither of them dared to make a move, nor did they dare to let down their guard. The side that arrived first would be victorious. The atmosphere became a little awkward. Whoosh! Time slowly passed. When the 5th minute arrived, the space outside the secret chamber suddenly split open and several figures appeared. Swish! Swish! Ning Yu and the 100 Flowers Demon Lord were paying attention to the situation outside. As soon as a few figures appeared, they stood up with a swoosh and shifted their perception towards the outside of the secret chamber. Ha ha ha! The 100 Flowers Demon Lord suddenly raised his head and laughed. The 100 Flowers Demon Lord realized that the 4 figures outside the secret chamber were all his men. 3 pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns and 1 initial phase Heavenly Supreme. Crack! 100 Flowers Demon Master laughed maniacally, while Ning Yu's expression was extremely gloomy. In the end, Grandmaster Xingyun and the rest still didn't arrive. With the red demon sword in hand, Ning Yu decided to fight the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. He wouldn't give up until the very last moment. Open! After laughing maniacally, the 100 Flowers Demon Master retracted the array formation around the secret room, allowing the 4 martial artists outside to enter the secret room. Whoosh! However, just when the 100 Flowers Demon Lord retracted the array, several figures swiftly charged over. Those figures were extremely fast and instantly arrived at the entrance of the secret chamber, confronting the 4 cultivators on the 100 Flowers Demon Lord side. Although the 100 Flowers Demon Lord had a Heavenly Supreme, the other side had more people and several pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns. Without absolute confidence, the 100 Flowers Demon Lord wouldn't order that Heavenly Supreme to make a move. Rumble! Outside the secret chamber, the golden arowana fish king didn't care about the consequences. His objective was to find Ning Yu and the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Now that there was a wall in front of him, he naturally wouldn't give up. He clenched his right fist and punched the wall. Suddenly, the wall made of stones was blasted down in an instant. The golden arowana fish king led a dozen burly men into the secret chamber and surrounded Ningyu and the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord. Hua! After the golden arowana fish king and the others entered the secret chamber, the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's group finally reacted. They hurriedly entered the secret chamber, wanting to snatch the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's soul force from the golden arowana fish king. However, the four martial artists on Hundred Flowers Demon Master's side were obviously thinking too much. Seeing that the burly man was only a pinnacle 8th grade Earth Sovereign, they wanted to use force to capture the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord. But it was a pity that 3 screams came from the mouths of the 3 pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns. Ruo Shui, the early stage Sky Supreme, was shocked to see his comrade defeated so easily. This early stage Sky Supreme was called Tuoba Chun. He was well aware of Ruo Shui's power. Even though he had advanced to the Sky Supreme realm, he didn't dare to face Ruo Shui head-on. What? Tuoba Chun was shocked, but Hundred Flowers Demon Master was even more shocked. Where there was weak water, there would be golden arowanas. Wherever there was a golden arowana, there would be a golden arowana king. The meat of the golden arowana fish king was delicious. The Hundred Flowers Demon Lord had eaten it when she was at her peak. Now, he saw the golden arowana fish king. How could he not be excited? Whoosh! With a thought, the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's gaze slowly swept across Grandmaster Xingyun and the others before landing on the golden arowana king. It really is the golden arowana king. Because the golden arowana king released its aura without concealment, the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord quickly discovered the golden arowana king. If the golden arowana king hid its aura like before, the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord wouldn't be able to discover it. Tuoba Chun, capture that golden arowana king. I don't care what you do. The Hundred Flowers Demon Lord ordered Tuoba Chun to capture the golden arowana king no matter what. Understood. In fact, even without the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's order, Tuoba Chun already wanted to take action. Tuoba Chun was currently a pinnacle early stage Sky Supreme. He was only half a step away from the mid-stage Sky Supreme. Originally, it was basically impossible for him to reach the mid-stage Sky Supreme in his current state. However, if he could devour the Golden Arowana King, he could even reach the mid-stage Sky Supreme in a short period of time. With such a good thing, Tuoba Chun didn't need the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's reminder. Swish! Tuoba Chun didn't waste any time. He immediately launched a powerful attack at the Golden Arowana King. I'm going to kill you. Tuoba Chun's sudden attack stunned the Golden Arowana King. However, the Golden Arowana King didn't let Tuoba Chun go. It directly took out the Ruo Shui, wanted to kill Tuoba Chun in a single move. TCH, the ideal was cruel, but the reality was cruel. Both Tuoba Chun and the Golden Arowana King wanted to kill each other, but there could only be one winner. While Tuoba Chun was fighting the Golden Arowana King, Ningyu carefully contacted Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yunxi. Of the 4 cultivators on the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord's side, 3 were defeated by the Golden Arowana King, while 1 was stalled by the Golden Arowana King. Now is the best time to break free. If he missed this opportunity, there wouldn't be another one. It was a pity. Fairy Yunxi woke up, but she was being controlled by the Golden Arowana fish, so she couldn't help Ningyu. Rumble. Although the Golden Arowana King was a pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereign, his fighting strength was heaven-defying. Even without the Ruo Shui, Tuoba Chun might not be his opponent. The Golden Arowana King and Tuoba Chun were both heaven-defying experts. Their fight caused the chamber to shake, as if it was on the verge of collapsing. Let's go. The sudden change had caused Tuoba Chun's face to be extremely unsightly. Without any time to think, Tuoba Chun forced the Golden Arowana King back with a single move before leaving the chamber with the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord. Tuoba Chun was, after all, a heavenly sovereign expert. After leaving the chamber with the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord, they swiftly left the Forbidden Ground and arrived at the Hundred Flowers Palace. Unfortunately, when Tuoba Chun and the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord left, Grandmaster Xingyun and Bada woke up. Quick, chase after the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord. No matter what, we can't let him escape. The awakening of Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba De made Ningyu rejoice. Initially, Ningyu was still thinking about how to convince the Golden Arowana King to deal with the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. But from the looks of it, Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba De could deal with the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Grandmaster Xingyun could deal with the 100 Flowers Demon Lord, while Ba De could hold Tuoba Chun back for a short period. As for the Golden Arowana King, Ningyu decided to take out the massive dizzy pellet to make a deal with him. Where do you think you're going? As it turned out, Ningyu's worries were unnecessary. The Golden Arowana King seemed to be in conflict with Tuoba Chun. The moment Tuoba Chun left with the 100 Flowers Demon Lord, the Golden Arowana King swiftly chased after them. Let's go. Ningyu wasn't an idiot. Since the Golden Arowana King had already chased after them, he did not stay any longer and immediately instructed Grandmaster Xingyun and Ba De to chase after them. Rustle. A slight movement would affect the entire body. Chapter 15:22. Refine. Rumble. Outside the 100 Flowers Palace, the battle continued. The Golden Arowana Fish King and Tuoba Chun engaged in a bloody battle. However, anyone could tell that Tuoba Chun was not using his full strength. He was just dealing with the Golden Arowana Fish King. Tuoba Chun was not a fool. Although he was not weaker than the Golden Arowana Fish King, he needed to ensure the safety of the 100 Flowers Demon Master. The black-robed martial artist and the bamboo hat man from Giant Shield City had already rushed back. He only had one mission, and that was to ensure that the 100 Flowers Demon Master was not killed before the black-robed martial artist and bamboo hat man returned. This mission looked simple, but it was not. The Golden Arowana Fish King could not kill him, but Fairy Yun Shi and the rest could. Once Fairy Yun Shi joined the battle, the consequences would be dire. Should we make a move? Looking at the intense battle between the Golden Arowana Fish King and Tuoba Chun, Grandmaster Xingyun's expression was extremely solemn. A battle of this level was beyond what he could handle. Without using the Ascension Pagoda, he could not join the battle at all. Seal the surroundings. We must ensure that the 100 Flowers Demon Master's soul body cannot escape. Ningyu knew what was important and what was not. Their objective was to kill or control the 100 Flowers Demon Master. They could not put the cart before the horse. All right, Grandmaster Xingyun replied and immediately used his powerful soul power to seal the area. Pooh! Just as Grandmaster Xingyun sealed the void, the battle between the Golden Arowana Fish King and Tuoba Chun began to lag behind. Because he had too many concerns, Tuoba Chun was careless, and the Golden Arowana Fish King seized the opportunity to punch his chest. The huge force from his chest caused Tuoba Chun to spit out a mouthful of blood, and his body flew back several feet. As Tuoba Chun flew back, he temporarily ignored the 100 Flowers Demon Master and flew to the other side. Ba De, Fairy Yun Shi, Grandmaster Xingyun, quickly make a move. This rare opportunity was grasped by Ningyu. Ningyu immediately yelled for Ba De and the rest to capture the 100 Flowers Demon Master. Whoosh! Ba De and the others were not the only ones who made a move. Even the dozen or so burly men turned out in full force and rushed towards the 100 Flowers Demon Master. Damn it! Sensing the cultivators flying over, the 100 Flower Demon Master's heart sank. He could not help but curse. All of his escape routes had been sealed off. At this moment, it could be said that there were wolves in front of him and tigers behind him. There was no way out to heaven or down to earth. Let's fight. At the critical moment, 100 Flowers Demon Master gritted her teeth and launched a deadly attack at the weakest link. Poochie, Poochie, Poochie. As the saying goes, a starving camel is still bigger than a horse. When people are at their most desperate, they can always burst out with astonishing fighting strength. The three burly men were directly killed by 100 Flowers Demon Master. After killing the three muscular men, the 100 Flowers Demon Master successfully opened a gap. However, 100 Blossoms Demon Master did not leave immediately. He understood a principle. To capture all the followers, one must first capture the leader. Therefore, he turned his head around and charged at Ningyu at a terrifying speed. Die! The corner of the 100 Flowers Demon Master's lips curled up into a smile as she said sinisterly. Actually, the 100 Flowers Demon Master had no other choice. With his powerful soul power, how could he not know that Master Xingyun had set up a blockade around him? Since he could not leave, he might as well take a gamble and attack Ningyu. If the gamble was successful and Ningyu was captured alive, there was still a chance for him to get out of this dangerous situation. However, if the gamble failed, of course, the 100 Flowers Demon Master did not even think about the possibility of failure. He did not think that he would fail. Watch out! Ningyu retreat. 100 Flowers Demon Master, how dare you? Seeing the 100 Flowers Demon Master charging at Ningyu, Master Xingyun and Bada's faces changed as they hurried to Ningyu's side. Master Xingyun and the rest were well aware of Ningyu's fighting strength. Not to mention one Ningyu. Even 10 Ningyus wouldn't be a match for the 100 Flowers Demon Master. You really think that you've got me? Looking at the 100 Flowers Demon Master, who was approaching him, Ningyu's eyes flickered with a cold light. He slightly bent his knees and charged at the 100 Flowers Demon Master instead of retreating. What's going on? Ningyu's action caused the 100 Flowers Demon Master to be briefly stunned. A puny 9th grade human sovereign like you actually dared to attack me? Did you lose your mind? The 100 Flowers Demon Master was indeed the 100 Flowers Demon Master. He quickly reacted. After he reacted, the 100 Flowers Demon Master increased his speed and instantly arrived before Ningyu. You're destined to suffer for going against me. The 100 Flowers Demon Master coldly spoke as he transformed into a soul power flying sword and stabbed at the center of Ningyu's brows. The 100 Flowers Demon Master was a soul body, so his strongest attack was soul attacks. In order to control Ningyu, the 100 Flowers Demon Master even ignited his soul power to execute a forbidden soul attack. Demonic Lotus Flame. Seeing that the 100 Flowers Demon Master's soul power flying sword was about to reach the center of his brows, Ningyu immediately summoned the Demonic Lotus Flame. The Demonic Lotus Flame was one of the top flames on the Mystic Flame list. It had a fatal effect on soul power. Originally, Ningyu couldn't hurt the 100 Flowers Demon Master with the Demonic Lotus Flame. However, the 100 Flowers Demon Master was currently focused on controlling Ningyu and didn't notice the flame that flew out from Ningyu's sleeves. Chi-Chi. As it turned out, Ningyu's move was very effective. Under the burning of the Demonic Lotus Flame, the 100 Flowers Demon Master's soul power instantly dissipated by half. Fortunately, the 100 Flowers Demon Master reacted in time and quickly retreated. Otherwise, his soul power would have been completely burned away. Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron. How could Ningyu give the 100 Flowers Demon Master the chance to escape? Just as the 100 Flowers Demon Master retreated, Ningyu summoned the Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron and cut off the 100 Flowers Demon Master's path of retreat. Rumble. Moreover, the Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron was getting bigger and bigger. Soon, an extremely strong suction force erupted from the Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron and sucked the 100 Flowers Demon Master into the Pill Cauldron. Bang! Following a crisp sound, the Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron's pill lid suddenly closed. With the pill lid closed, it meant that the 100 Flowers Demon Master had been completely captured by Ningyu. The Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron's heaven list had already entered the top 3. With the Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron suppressing the 100 Flowers Demon Master, it could be said that the 100 Flowers Demon Master had already lost his chance to escape. He could only slowly be refined by Ningyu. Protect me. I'm going to refine the 100 Flowers Demon Master now. No matter what Ningyu did, he would never procrastinate. He immediately sat down cross-legged and released the Demonic Lotus Flame, continuously burning the bottom of the Heavenly Fire Pill Cauldron. The 100 Flowers Demon Master had to be killed as soon as possible. After all, the 100 Flowers Demon Master's soul body was already so powerful. If someone rescued him, the consequences would be unimaginable. Therefore, Ningyu only had one thought in his mind, and that was to refine the 100 Flowers Demon Master. Chapter 1523. Important news. Golden Arowana, what? Tooba-chan wiped the blood off the corner of his lips. He wanted to curse at the Golden Arowana King, but he realized that the 100 Flowers Demon Lord had already been captured by Ningyu and was being refined in the cauldron. The sudden change caused Tooba-chan to reveal an expression of extreme fear. If the 100 Flowers Demon Lord was refined, he would definitely be in deep trouble. According to the Black Robe Cultivator and the Bamboo-Hatted Man, they would only need a few hours to rush back. At that time, if the Black Robe Cultivator and the Bamboo-Hatted Man saw the 100 Flowers Demon Lord being killed, he would definitely be severely punished. Therefore, Tooba-chan had made up his mind to rescue the 100 Flowers Demon Lord from the cauldron before she was refined. Whoosh! Tooba-chan did not dawdle and immediately moved, turning into an afterimage as he charged towards Ningyu. Chi! Chi! Tooba-chan's speed was extremely fast, causing the air to sizzle. Swish! 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 Seeing Tooba-chan's actions, Bafda, Grandmaster Xingyun, and Fairy Yun, she immediately stood before Ningyu, trying to block Tooba-chan for Ningyu. Boom! However, Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yun, she were instantly pushed back. The reason why the two of them were defeated so quickly was because Tooba-chan had gone berserk and ignited his blood essence to unleash a powerful attack. Furthermore, Grandmaster Xingyun did not have the Yuzuan Pagoda, while Fairy Yun, she's 100 Flowers fan, was in the hands of the Golden Arowana King. The two of them did not have any artifact, so their fighting strength had dropped by a few levels. Bada was a bloodthirsty berserk wolf. Although his fighting strength was powerful, he did not last long under Tooba-chan's all-out attack. Bring me the cauldron. After dealing with Bada and Fairy Yun Shi, Tooba-chan opened his hands, grabbing towards the heavenly fire cauldron with his left and Ningyu's neck with his right. At such a close distance, it was already too late for Ningyu to block. Furthermore, even if Ningyu wanted to block, there was no way he could do so. He was only a 9th grade mortal sovereign, while Tooba-chan was a heavenly sovereign. The two of them couldn't be compared. Voila! At this critical moment, the void in front of Ningyu suddenly split open. A pillar of water as thick as a person's waist rained down on Tooba-chan. Ruoshue. The sudden change caused Ningyu to be greatly alarmed. He still had to rely on the Golden Arowana Fish King at the critical moment. Needless to say, this weak water pillar was definitely the work of the Golden Arowana Fish King. Everyone, let's attack together and capture Tooba-chan. I have something to interrogate him personally. The Golden Arowana Fish King's voice sounded. Boom! As soon as the Golden Arowana Fish King finished speaking, more than a dozen burly men attacked Tooba-chan together with the Golden Arowana Fish King. Grandmaster Xingyun and Fairy Yun, she looked at each other, then gritted their teeth and joined the battle. As for Bada, he chose to stay behind to protect Ningyu. After all, Ningyu was refining the 100 Flowers Demon Lord Soul Force, so there couldn't be any mistakes. Otherwise, the consequences would be dire. Bada stayed behind to be on the safe side. Here, the 100 Flowers fan is yours. The Golden Arowana Fish King seemed to be enlightened and returned the 100 Flowers fan to Fairy Yun Shi. With the 100 Flowers fan, Fairy Yun Shi's battle prowess instantly increased by several folds, allowing her to contend with ordinary heavenly sovereigns. More than a dozen peak Grade 8 Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas, a peak Grade 9 Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowana King, Fairy Yun Shi with the 100 Flower fan, and Grandmaster Xingyun, whose soul power had reached the level of liquid into core. This force was enough to contend with a peak initial heavenly sovereign. In the sky, the Golden Arowana Fish King and the rest were fighting with Tooba-chan. On the ground, Ningyu was refining the 100 Flowers Demon Lord Soul Force. Brat, you definitely can't refine my soul force. It's just a trash cauldron. I can break it in minutes. Within the heavenly fire cauldron, The Hundred Flowers demon lord constantly roared as he tried to find a way out. However, Ningyu didn't even bother with his roars. The heavenly fire cauldron was ranked third on the heaven ranking. If the Hundred Flowers demon lord could break it so easily, it wouldn't be worthy of its rank. Ningyu controlled the demonic lotus flame to burn the bottom of the heavenly fire cauldron while taking out the myriad bone flame and myriad beast flame. He let them enter the heavenly fire cauldron and began refining the Hundred Flowers demon lord from within. Ningyu's plan wasn't that simple. Not only did he want to refine the Hundred Flowers demon lord, he also wanted to obtain some information from the Hundred Flowers demon lord. For example, where the Hundred Flowers demon lord came from and why he was hiding in the Hundred Flowers palace. This information was something that Ningyu had to know. Although the myriad bone flame and myriad beast flame weren't ranked as high as the demonic lotus flame on the mystic flame ranking, the Hundred Flowers demon lord was already an arrow at the end of its flight and had almost lost all resistance. Therefore, under the burning of the myriad bone flame and myriad beast flame, the Hundred Flowers demon lord let out a miserable shriek like a pig being slaughtered. Go in. Ningyu took a deep breath and separated a portion of his soul force into the heavenly fire cauldron. Because the myriad bone flame, myriad beast flame, and demonic lotus flame were all under Ningyu's control, Ningyu didn't have to worry about his soul force being devoured. The portion of soul force that Ningyu took out was the strongest soul force he had. After all, Ningyu didn't dare to be careless in order to devour the Hundred Flowers demon lord's memories. You will die a horrible death. The Hundred Flowers demon lord was already suppressed by the myriad bone flame and myriad beast flame and could only let out a useless roar. Crackle. All sorts of fragmented memories entered Ningyu's soul force and were transmitted into Ningyu's mind. This kind of memory transmission was extremely painful. If not for Ningyu's strong willpower, he might have gone mad. Fortunately, the memory transmission didn't take too long and was completed very quickly. Huff! The moment the memory transfer was completed, Ningyu heaved a sigh of relief. Even his forehead was covered in beads of sweat. Wiping the beads of sweat off his forehead, Ningyu revealed a solemn expression. Within the heavenly fire cauldron, the Hundred Flowers demon lord's soul force had been completely refined and turned into a pure soul demon core. The so-called soul demon core was fundamentally different from the soul core. The soul core could be directly consumed, but the soul demon core, if consumed by someone with weak willpower, could even cause chi deviation. So, the Hundred Flowers demon lord came from the devil's spirit realm. As he searched through the memories in his mind, Ningyu's expression became more and more solemn. Although the Hundred Flowers demon lord's memories weren't completely transmitted to him, he still understood a few important pieces of information from these scattered memories. First, the Hundred Flowers demon lord came from the devil's spirit realm. The devil spirit realm was a large realm that was on par with the immortal spirit realm, and there were many experts in it. Second, the Sky Demon region's central mainland had already been breached by the devil spirit realm. The devil spirit realm's first stop was the central mainland, and its second stop was the Pill Formation mainland. Third, and the most important piece of information at this stage, was that an array master from the central mainland was rushing towards Giant Shield City. Chapter 1524. Chapter 1524. Chapter 1524 Dragon Mark Pillars. For the other bits and pieces of information, it wasn't that they weren't important, but they weren't particularly important to Ningyu at the moment. The demonic spirit realm had infiltrated the Danshan continent a long time ago. There were demonic spirit realm cultivators in the major factions of the Danshan continent. Even the Pill Concoction Union, the largest organization in the Pill Concoction Union, had devil spirit experts. Ningyu had no idea why the devil spirit realm would attack the immortal spirit realm, nor did he want to know. What he cared about was Taoba Shin, the formation master from the central continent, the black-robed martial artist, and the bamboo hat man from Giant Shield City. Pucci. Soon, the first thing that worried Ningyu was resolved. Under the powerful attacks of the Golden Arowana Fish King and Fairy Yun Shi, Taoba Chun did not last long before he was killed. The golden arowana fish king came to Tuoba Chin's side and placed its right hand on his head. The corners of Ningyu's mouth twitched when he saw the goldfish king's actions. When others devoured memories, they would be very careful. You, on the other hand, are so violent. Kacha! As time passed, the golden arowana fish king's expression became uglier and uglier. In the end, he suddenly exerted force in his palm and crushed Tuoba Chin's head. Sure enough, it's them, the people of the demon spirit realm. The golden arowana fish king clenched its fists tightly, and a cold glint flashed across its eyes. Whoosh! Seeing the change in the goldfish king's expression, Ningyu frowned slightly. He had a feeling that things were not as simple as they seemed. It seemed like the golden arowana fish king had a special relationship with the demon spirit realm cultivators. After some thought, Ningyu moved to the side of the golden arowana fish king and said, "From the memories of the 100 Flowers Demon Lord, I know that they are all from the demon spirit realm. Is there something between you and the demon spirit realm? Devil spirit realm. I will kill my way back sooner or later." The golden arowana fish king's expression became extremely dark as it spoke in a cold voice. "Looks like there really is a problem. Maybe I can win over the golden arowana fish king." Ningyu's eyes turned as he thought of a countermeasure. The golden arowana fish king was a rare fighting force. Moreover, behind the golden arowana king was an army of tens of thousands of golden arowanas. The golden arowana army's cultivation bases were all at the Earth's supreme realm. If the golden arowana led the golden arowana army out of the Ruoshui River, the crisis of Giant Shield City would be resolved in an instant. You better put away those messy thoughts in your mind. The golden arowana king seemed to have seen through Ningyu's thoughts and slightly knitted his brows. The golden arowana clan has been living in the Ruoshui River for generations. Unless your cultivation has reached the 8th grade Earth Sovereign Realm, it's impossible for you to leave the Ruoshui River. I see. Ningyu smiled awkwardly. He was indeed thinking too much. The golden arawana's cultivation had to reach the 8th grade Earth Sovereign Realm before he could leave the Ruoshui River. If that was the case, his plan would fail. Something's wrong. Suddenly, Ningyu's heart stirred, thinking of a pill formula. In his previous life, when Ningyu was flipping through the reincarnation pill Tao, he came across a pill recipe. It was a pill recipe related to the golden arowana. Dragon Mark pill. There is only one sentence about the Dragon Mark pill in the reincarnation pill Tao. An elixir specially developed for the golden arowana clan. It has miraculous effects on the golden arowana clan. Thinking of this, Ningyu calmly said, "Golden arowana king, I heard that there's a type of elixir that has great effects on the golden arowana clan. I wonder if it can help you get out of the Ruoshui River." "What elixir?" The golden arowana king frowned and asked. "Dragon Mark pill," Ningyu indifferently said. "What?" The golden arowana king's expression changed the moment Ningyu mentioned the Dragon Mark pill. He even grabbed Ningyu's neck with both hands and shouted, "You know about the Dragon Mark pill? Tell me, do you know the recipe for the Dragon Mark pill? Tell me now." "Let go of me." With the golden arowana king strangling his neck, Ningyu almost breathed his last. "Fine, fine. Tell me, do you know the recipe for the Dragon Mark pill?" The golden arowana king hurriedly loosened his grip and stared at Ningyu as he asked. From the golden arowana king's eyes, Ningyu saw a hint of joy. It was as if he was looking forward to the Dragon Mark pill. Could it be that the Dragon Mark pill can really help the golden arowana clan escape from the Ruoshui River and allow them to leave the Ruoshui River regardless of their cultivation? Ningyu revealed a doubtful expression, but he still nodded and said to the golden arowana king, "I do know the recipe for the Dragon Mark pill. Good." Before Ningyu's voice faded, the golden arowana king's face lit up with ecstasy. It clapped its hands and jumped up and down. Lost its mind, Ningyu was dumbfounded. He felt that the golden arowana king was done for and had lost its mind. A moment later, when the golden arowana king returned to normal, Ningyu asked, "Can the Dragon Mark pill help you get out of the Ruoshui River in advance?" "It can't." The golden arowana king who had returned to normal, said something that made Ningyu want to vomit blood. Ningyu almost vomited a mouthful of blood. If it can't help you get out of the Ruoshui River, then why are you so excited? Although the Dragon Mark pill can't help us get out of the Ruoshui River, it can greatly increase our chances of reaching the Sky Supreme Realm. The Golden Arowana King spoke from the bottom of its heart. Perhaps it had a common enemy with Ningyu, or perhaps it was because it wanted the Dragon Mark pill. In any case, the Golden Arowana King's gaze towards Ningyu was no longer filled with anger. There was only affection. Of course, it wasn't affection between a man and a woman, but pure admiration. Our Golden Arowana clan has many pinnacle 9th grade Earth sovereigns, but not many Sky sovereigns. The Golden Arowana King took a deep breath and said, "And every Sky Supreme Arowana clan can rule over a region and establish a huge force. Normally, no matter how many treasures and fish kings we devour, we can only increase our chances of reaching the Sky Supreme Realm to 20%. But with the Dragon Mark pill, we can almost reach the Sky Supreme Realm with 100% certainty." I see. Ningyu nodded after hearing the Golden Arowana King's explanation. However, Ningyu was still very doubtful. He even looked at the Golden Arowana King cautiously. The Golden Arowana King had even told him such a secret. Could it be that it wanted to silence him? Thinking of this, Ningyu moved closer to Fairy Yun, Shi, and Grandmaster Xingyun. After all, Fairy Yun, she had the 100-flower fan, and he could also hand the Tower of Ascension to Grandmaster Xingyun. Moreover, they were on land, so the Golden Arowana King might not be able to gain an advantage. Ningyu's actions made the Golden Arowana King's face darken. At first, the Golden Arowana King did want to kill Ningyu to vent his hatred. But with the end of this battle, he had a new understanding of Ningyu. If he wanted to strengthen his Golden Arowana clan and return to the Demon Spirit Realm, perhaps Ningyu could be of great help. Chapter 1525. Flower Palace's Ancestor. Let's make a deal. In order to dispel Ningyu's worries, the Golden Arowana King said, "As long as you can help me refine a few Dragon Mark pills, I can let these Golden Arowanas stay by your side and listen to your orders." As he spoke, the Golden Arowana King pointed at the burly man beside him. The burly man's true form was a Golden Arowana, and his cultivation had reached the pinnacle of the 8th grade Earth Supreme Realm. Almost every one of them had the strength to contend with a pinnacle of the 9th grade Earth Supreme Realm. This was the advantage of the Golden Arowana King. It's not that I don't want to help you, but the herbs required for refining the Dragon Mark pills are simply too many. With my current abilities, I can't gather them all. Ningyu didn't want to lie to the Golden Arowana King, so he said honestly, "Furthermore, the Dragon Mark pills are pinnacle of the 9th grade pill. Even if you gather all the herbs for me, I can't refine them because I'm only a pinnacle of the 8th grade pill master." Hearing Ningyu's words, the Golden Arowana King fell into deep thought. After a while, the Golden Arowana King said in a deep voice, "I'll stay by your side for a period of time and help you find the herbs to refine the Dragon Mark pills. I'll leave when you refine a batch of Dragon Mark pills for me. During this time, I'll be responsible for your safety." Are you serious? Ningyu was a little dumbfounded. Wasn't the Golden Arowana King's personality changing too quickly? Actually, there was something in Ningyu's heart that he didn't say out loud. "Even if you want to stay by my side, I don't dare. You're a pinnacle of the 9th grade Earth Supreme Realm. If you suddenly attack me, I won't be able to defend myself." However, Ningyu couldn't say it out loud for now. He could only test the Golden Arowana King to see what his attitude was. After thinking for a while, Ningyu continued, "I don't need you to protect me. How about this? I'll tell you the recipe for the Dragon Mark pills, and we'll be even. What do you think?" "Nothing." The Golden Arowana Fish King's eyes gleamed coldly. "From now on, I will follow you. I will only leave when you help me refine the Dragon Mark pill." Ningyu rolled his eyes, completely speechless. However, Ningyu didn't want to argue with the Goldfish King. He moved over to Yun Shi's side and said, "When will the palace mistress of the 100 Flowers Palace awaken?" Ever since Tooba Chun and Hundred Flowers Demon Lord were dealt with, Fairy Yun, Shi, and Grandmaster Xing Yun have been helping Palace Mistress Hundred Flowers with all their might. However, Palatial Lord Centauria was severely injured and would not be able to wake up anytime soon. It'll take at least half an hour. Fairy Yunshi's expression was somewhat unsightly. Half an hour wasn't long, but it wasn't short either. Especially for the current situation, 30 minutes was simply too long. Now that Tooba Chun and the Hundred Flowers Demon Master have been killed, the Black Robe Cultivator and the Bamboo Hat Man would definitely be rushing over at full speed. Under normal circumstances, it would take a few hours to reach the Hundred Flowers Palace from Giant Shield City. However, the Black Robe Cultivator and the Bamboo Hat Man were definitely in a hurry. It was extremely likely that they would use a secret technique to reach the Hundred Flowers Palace within half an hour. Both the Black Robe Cultivator and the Bamboo Hat Man were at the Mid-Sky Supreme Realm. Any one of them was enough to kill all of them. If there's really no other choice, we'll leave now. Ningyu didn't want to sit here and wait for death. Leaving might be the best choice. Stay here and don't go anywhere. At this moment, the palace mistress of the Flower Palace suddenly opened her eyes, and her mouth opened slightly as she spoke weakly. The Flower Palace naturally has its own resources since it was able to stand on the continent for so many years. Give me another 10 minutes. Once I've recovered slightly, I'll immediately activate the Flower Palace's defensive formation to resist the incoming danger. Defensive formation? Ningyu was stunned at first, then said, I know that the Hundred Flowers Palace has a defensive formation, but we can't just hole up here. We have to find a way to deal with the two Mid-Sky Supreme Realm cultivators in the Demon Spirit Realm. Do you know everything? The palace mistress was surprisingly calm. The Demon Spirit Realm has already launched an attack on the Immortal Spirit Realm. As the border of the Demon Spirit Realm, the Sky Demon territory is destined to be the main battlefield. What should we do now? Ningyu already knew about the Demon Spirit Realm attacking the Immortal Spirit Realm. But if the sky fell, there was a tall person to hold it up. If they wanted to participate in the war between the two realms, they had to first deal with the problem in front of them and then work hard to raise their cultivation. Otherwise, even if they participated in the war, they would only be cannon fodder and wouldn't be of much use. The Hundred Flowers Palace still has an ancestor, the palace mistress said. Ancestor? Why didn't I know about it? Yunshi was shocked. As one of the upper echelons of the Hundred Flowers Palace, Yunshi didn't know about the existence of an ancestor. The only people who know about the Hundred Flowers Palace's ancestor are the palace mistress. The palace mistress said calmly, I already know about the situation in Giant Shield City. Yunshi, stay here. The rest of you head to Giant Shield City to prevent the killing formation from being broken. As for the safety of the Hundred Flowers Palace, I will find a way to contact the ancestor and ask him to take the risk and come out of seclusion. Take the risk and come out of seclusion. Ningyu was able to discern something unusual from the words of the Flower Palace. Since it was a risk, there would definitely be a heavy price to pay. However, Ningyu wasn't a saint. The palace mistress' words were exactly what he wanted. His current plan was very simple. He would bring Grandmaster Xing Yun and the rest back to Giant Shield City and kill the army surrounding Giant Shield City. After all, Lu Wei and the rest were in Giant Shield City. If Giant Shield City was breached, the consequences would be unthinkable. Be careful. I've received news that two middle phase heavenly sovereigns from Giant Shield City will be here in half an hour. Ningyu didn't argue with the palace mistress. He left those words behind and gave Grandmaster Xing Yun a signal before flying out of the Hundred Flowers Palace. Russell, behind Ningyu, Grandmaster Xing Yun, Bada, and even the Golden Arowana King and the dozen Pinnacle 8th Grade Earth Sovereigns followed closely. Palace Mistress, does our Hundred Flowers Palace really have an ancestor? After Ningyu and the others left, Yunshi hesitantly asked, Let me put it this way. Not only does our Hundred Flowers Palace have an ancestor, but even the Emperor Palace, Blood God Palace, and Corpse Sect have an ancestor. The palace mistress took a deep breath and continued, Those ancestors are all pinnacle heavenly sovereigns. Russell, Ningyu wasn't aware of the conversation between the palace mistress and Fairy Yunxi. After leaving the Hundred Flowers Palace, Ningyu did not immediately head for Giant Shield City. Instead, he flew in another direction. From the memories of the Hundred Flowers Demon Lord, Ningyu found out an important piece of information. The array master from the Central Continent was about to arrive. Chapter 1526. Moling Mountain Range. The Moling Mountain Range was located between the Hundred Flower Palace and Giant Shield City, surrounded by mountains. Due to the large number of powerful demon beasts in the Moling Mountain Range, there were basically no human cultivators in the area. Crack! At this moment, in an area in the middle of the Moling Mountain Range, the ground suddenly split open and a huge altar slowly emerged. Buzz! The altar wasn't stable and shook violently as soon as it appeared. Bang! Not long after, the altar suddenly split open. As the altar split open, a huge hole appeared in the sky above the altar. Whoosh! 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 3 figures flew out from the hole. Crack! After these figures appeared, the entire altar quickly sank, and the area quickly returned to normal. Why did we come to this place? A slightly older cultivator looked around and said in a deep voice, "Didn't we say we were going to Giant Shield City to break the peerless killing array? There's no rush. There's a demon spirit realm senior imprisoned in the Moling Mountain Range. Breaking the peerless killing array of Giant Shield City is just an excuse." The other 2 cultivators weren't too old, only in their 40s or 50s. However, they were both Sky Supremes, and they were both at the peak of the initial stage Sky Supremes. Hearing the older cultivator's words, a square-faced cultivator waved his hand and said, "Grandmaster Zhao, your mission is to break the Moling Mountain Range's inner grand array and rescue the Demon Spirit Realm Senior." "That's not what you said before we came." Grandmaster Zhao's face turned ugly as he said coldly, "I will only help you break the peerless killing array of Giant Shield City. As for the inner grand array of the Moling Mountain Range, you should find someone else." "Haha, don't be so anxious." The square-faced cultivator smiled and said, "Your granddaughter is very pretty." Grandmaster Zhao clenched his fists and said in a deep voice, "What do you want?" The other square-faced cultivator shrugged and said, "We don't want anything. As long as you obediently help us break the inner grand array of the Moling Mountain Range, we promise we won't do anything to your granddaughter. We'll even send her over to reunite with you. It will only take a few hours to travel from the Central Continent to this place using the teleportation formation. As long as I see my granddaughter, I will immediately help you break the inner formation of the Moling Mountain Range." Master Zhao's tone was cold and determined. "You want me to help you break the inner grand formation of the Moling Mountain Range? No problem, but I want to see my granddaughter first. Otherwise, there's no way." Hearing Master Zhao's words, the square-faced martial artist and the square-faced martial artist looked at each other. They could see the coldness in each other's eyes. If it wasn't for the fact that the Demon Spirit Realm's Array Master needed a long time to come over due to certain reasons, they would have killed Grandmaster Zhao long ago. Why would they keep Grandmaster Zhao alive until now? "Don't worry, I'll contact the Central Continent now and have them send your granddaughter over through the teleportation formation." Although the square-faced cultivator felt disdain in his heart, he did not show it on his face. Instead, he smiled slightly and said, "As for now, we should hurry to the inner formation as soon as possible. You should familiarize yourself with the formation first, so that you can break it as soon as possible." "No problem." Since the square-faced martial artist had agreed to send his granddaughter over, Grandmaster Zhao did not want to completely fall out with him. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. In the next instant, the 3 of them tore through the void and instantly flew toward the depths of the Moling Mountain Range. After the 3 of them left, the area became quiet. Buzz, buzz. Not long after Grandmaster Zhao and the others left, the space in this area split open again. A group of more than 10 martial artists suddenly appeared from the void. That's right, these people were none other than Ningyu and his group. After leaving the Hundred Flowers Palace, Ningyu did not immediately go to kill Grandmaster Zhao. Instead, he followed the memories of the 100 Flowers Demon Palace and came to this so-called Moling Mountain Range. From the memories of the 100 Flowers Demon Palace, Ningyu learned that there was a teleportation formation in the Moling Mountain Range that could connect the Central Continent and the Danshan Continent. Ningyu speculated that the so-called Array Master would definitely use the teleportation formation to travel from the Central Continent to the Danshan Continent within a few hours. "What are we doing here?" The golden arowana fish king looked around and said, "Could it be that there are herbs to refine the dragon mark pill here?" Ningyu's face darkened. He rolled his eyes and said, "There are indeed herbs to refine the dragon mark pill in the Moling Mountain Range. But the most important thing now is not to find the herbs, but to find the teleportation formation in the Moling Mountain Range. There's no need to look for it." Suddenly, Grandmaster Xing Yun's words rang in Ningyu's ears. Grandmaster Xing Yun moved his feet and took a few steps forward before stomping his right foot heavily on the ground. Rumble. As Grandmaster Xing Yun's right foot stomped on the ground began to shake. Just like before, the ground split open and a huge altar slowly emerged. "This is the teleportation formation." Looking at the huge altar in front of them, Bada and the golden arowana fish king opened their mouths in shock. One of them was a bloodthirsty mad wolf, while the other was a golden arowana fish king. They had never seen such a special teleportation formation before. It is indeed a teleportation formation. It is an extremely ancient one. It was no wonder that Bada and the golden arowana fish king were shocked. Even Ningyu could not recognize it. Fortunately, Ningyu had the memories of his past life. Otherwise, he would not have been able to recognize such an ancient teleportation formation. This teleportation formation was used 3 minutes ago. After carefully observing the altar for a while, Ningyu's expression turned serious. "If I'm not wrong, the formation master from the central mainland should have already arrived here. Did they go directly to Giant Shield City?" Grandmaster Xing Yun frowned slightly. He was a little uncertain. The formation master definitely did not go to Giant Shield City. Ningyu was very sure of this. Ever since entering the Moling Mountains, Ningyu had always felt that the Moling Mountains were not as simple as they seemed. Now that he saw such an ancient teleportation formation, he was even more certain of Ningyu's thoughts. Since the Moling Mountains were very special, then the formation master must be looking for something in the Moling Mountains. Perhaps there really was some extremely special existence in the Moling Mountains. Law of space. Can you find the person who just left based on the fluctuations in the surrounding space? At this moment, Ningyu began to contact the law of space. The Moling Mountains were so huge. Trying to find a formation master here was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Therefore, Ningyu thought of the law of space. The law of space was very sensitive to space. Only he could quickly determine where the formation master had gone. It's difficult, but I can try. Chapter 1527. Chapter 1527. Hidden Past Swish. Swish. Ningyu and the others left as soon as they said they would, not wasting any time at all. Under the guidance of the space law, Ningyu's group shuttled through the Moling Mountain Range. Due to their powerful strength, the powerful demon beasts in the Moling Mountain Range avoided them when they saw them. There's something strange about the Moling Mountain Range. As they moved forward, Ningyu's face turned grave. Ningyu didn't feel anything when they were in the outer region of the Moling Mountain Range. But as they moved deeper into the mountain range, he was shocked to discover that the space here had become unstable. Since the space was unstable, their clues would be broken. "This place is dangerous," Grandmaster Xing Yun said in a solemn voice. "We have to be careful." "Yeah, I know." Ningyu nodded his head. "The space here is unstable. I pay attention to hiding." However, before Ningyu could finish his words, his face suddenly changed, and he immediately dove into the void. Buzz! 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 Seeing that Ningyu had dove into the void, Grandmaster Xing Yun, the golden arowana fish king, and the rest also moved their hands and dove into the void. Rustle! Just when Ningyu's group entered the void, a group of 3 people ran over. Damn it, we actually encountered a horde of demon beasts. Listening carefully, the three of them were cursing angrily as they ran. Roar! At this moment, several deafening roars resounded from the surroundings. A horde of demon beasts surged towards the three cultivators from all directions. The sudden appearance of a horde of demon beasts caused the three cultivators' faces to drastically change. Beads of sweat even appeared on their foreheads. The three cultivators were Grandmaster Zhao and the rest who had left not long ago. Among them, Grandmaster Zhao's face was extremely cold as he said in a solemn voice, "What should we do now? These demon beasts are all ferocious. Although their cultivation is only at the first grade Earth Sovereign realm, there's so many of them." "Shut up." The square-faced martial artist glared at Master Zhao and said coldly, "Aren't you known as the #1 array master in the Central Continent? The two of us will do our best to buy you 10 minutes of time. You must arrange a defensive formation within 10 minutes. Otherwise, I can't guarantee your granddaughter's life." "You." Hearing the square-faced martial artist's words, Grandmaster Zhao's face turned ugly. His Achilles heel was his granddaughter. As long as the square-faced martial artist used his granddaughter to threaten him, there was nothing he could do. "I won't be able to set up a powerful defensive formation in 10 minutes. You guys buy me 20 minutes. With that said, Master Zhao did not wait for the square-faced martial artist to reply and immediately got busy. With a flick of his sleeve, a storage bag appeared in his hand. Grandmaster Zhao was an array master. His storage bag was filled with things that could be used to set up arrays. Voila! While Grandmaster Zhao was setting up the array, the surrounding demonic beasts were not idle. Many demonic beasts rushed towards Grandmaster Zhao and the others. "Do it!" Seeing that the demonic beasts were about to reach them, the square-faced martial artist immediately took out their flying swords and began to protect Grandmaster Zhao. After all, the square-faced martial artist were both Sky Supreme cultivators, while the demonic beasts surrounding them were only ordinary first-grade Earth Supreme cultivators. The difference in strength between the two sides was too great, causing the first-grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts to be unable to get too close to them. Roar! At first, there were only a few first-grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts, but as time passed, several loud roars suddenly came from the depths of the Moling mountain range. Following that, the owners of these loud roars, peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts, suddenly appeared in front of the square-faced martial artist and the others. When these 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts appeared, the rest of the demonic beast army immediately retreated, leaving a wide, open space for them. Damn it! Looking at the sudden appearance of the powerful demonic beasts, the square-faced martial artist's face turned extremely cold. The square-faced martial artist's focus was not on the 8 peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts, but on the void. Buzz! Soon, the void split open and two strange demonic beasts appeared in their vision. One of the demonic beasts had a single horn on its head and a pair of wings on its back. The other demonic beast's tail was like a barb, extremely frightening. Both of these demonic beasts were Sky Supreme cultivators. 2 Sky Supreme demonic beasts, 8 peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts, and a swarm of weaker demonic beasts that blotted out the sky and covered the earth. This force caused the hearts of the square-faced martial artist and the square-faced martial artist to sink to the bottom of the valley. Find a way to contact the 100 Flowers Demon Lord and ask him to send reinforcements. The square-faced martial artist and the square-faced martial artist had the same thought. It would be very difficult for them to escape with their strength alone. In fact, they even regretted not listening to their sect master's opinion. Before coming here, their sect master had said that now was not the time to rescue the senior in the Moling mountain range. But they had not listened and had stubbornly insisted on coming here to give it a try. Now, not only had they failed to rescue the Devil Spirit Realm senior, but they had also lost their lives. The square-faced martial artist and the square-faced martial artist were swift and decisive in their work. They forced out a drop of blood essence at the same time and used their sex secret techniques to contact the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. But they did not know that the 100 Flowers Demon Lord had already been killed by Ningyu. No matter how they used their secret techniques, they would not be able to contact the 100 Flowers Demon Lord. Two heavenly sovereigns. Good, very good. Sensing the ripples of aura emanating from the square-faced cultivator and the others, the one-horned and barb-hooked demon beasts nodded their heads at the same time. We've already made an agreement with the immortal spirit stage cultivators that we will not leave the Moling Mountain range within the stipulated period of time, and humans will not set foot here either. If anyone breaks the promise, the single-horned demon lord paused for a moment, then said coldly, "Kill without mercy." As the single-horned demon lord's words fell, the 8-peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts all moved out and engaged in a fierce battle with the square-faced martial artist and the others. As for the single-horned and hooked demon lord, they floated in the air and did not join the battle. They have an agreement with the immortal spirit realm experts. Ningyu and the others carefully hid in the air. Fortunately, they had the Tower of Yuzuin, or they would have been discovered long ago. Ningyu stared at the single-horned and hooked demon lords in the air and said in a low voice, "I've heard of the Moling Mountain Range before, but I didn't think there was anything special about it." In his previous life, although Ningyu was a Sky Supreme, he did not know much about the secrets of the demonic spirit realm and the immortal spirit realm. He had only heard some news from the experts who had asked him to refine pills. After all, the last great battle between the demonic spirit realm and the immortal spirit realm had happened a long time ago, and it had been silent for thousands of years. It was understandable that Ningyu did not know much about it in his previous life. Ever since Ningyu had devoured the 100 Flowers Demon Lord's memories, he had gained a new understanding of the immortal spirit realm. Chapter 1528. Rescue. What should we do? Ningyu wasn't the only one with a grave expression. Even the usually unruly Golden Arowana King had a grave expression on his face. The one-horned demonic beast and the barbed demonic beast were both early Sky Supreme. Coupled with the large number of demonic beasts around them, the consequences would be unimaginable if they were exposed. The Golden Arowana King reigned in his arrogance and said in a deep voice, "I didn't expect the land to be so dangerous. If I had known, I would have brought all the 8th grade Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas here." All the 8th grade Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas? Ningyu was stunned at first. Then he asked, "How many 8th grade Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas are there in the Ruo Shui River under the 100 Flowers Palace?" "About 30, the Golden Arowana King answered. "I can't believe it." Ningyu's eyes widened, and his face was filled with excitement. 38th grade Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas were enough for him to sweep through the entire Qinya Empire. In his previous life, Ningyu was besieged by 9 Pinnacle Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas and died after exhausting his vitality. After his rebirth, he had been working hard to improve his cultivation with the goal of revenge as his goal. Unfortunately, even with his experience and alchemy skills from his previous life, he couldn't improve his cultivation to the Sky Supreme Realm in a short time. It wasn't easy for him to improve his cultivation to the 9th grade Earth Supreme Realm in such a short time. Ningyu was a vengeful person. If he didn't get his revenge, it must be because it wasn't time yet. Back in Giant Shield City, Ningyu had already planned to establish his own force. Now that he heard the Golden Arowana King's words, his mind became active. Perhaps he could win over the Golden Arowana King. After all, the Golden Arowana King needed the Dragon Mark Elixir, and he needed the Golden Arawana's combat power. The two didn't conflict. After we get out of here, we'll go to Giant Shield City first. As for you, return to the Ruo Shui River and bring the remaining 8th grade Earth Supreme Realm Golden Arowanas here. While speaking, Ningyu flipped his wrist and took out the giant fish dizzy pill. "I want to always be by your side." "Okay." At first, the Golden Arowana King was very unwilling. He wanted to stay by Ningyu's side and let Ningyu refine the Dragon Mark pill for him. However, When he saw the giant fish dizziness pill in Ningyu's hand, he immediately changed his mind and said righteously, "We are now in a cooperative relationship, so we should help each other. After we escape, I will return to the Ruoshui River immediately. I will also leave a dozen or so golden arowanas with you, and let them follow you back to Giant Shield City." The golden arowana king was very generous. If it weren't for the fact that Ningyu knew him, he would have been deceived by him. Here, Ningyu didn't waste any time. With a flick of his wrist, he tossed the giant dizzy pill at the goldfish king. Ha! The golden arowana fish king carefully put away the giant fish dizzy pill. The golden arowana fish king was very excited. With the giant fish dizzy pill, he could attack the other school of golden arowanas in the Ruoshui River. When they were in the Ruoshui River, the other school of golden arowanas often bullied them and restricted their living space. The golden arowana fish king wanted to fight them, but the other party was much stronger than him. He wouldn't gain the upper hand if he fought them head-on. Now that he had the giant fish dizzy pill, the golden arowana fish king was no longer afraid of the other party. He would soon become the master. In fact, the golden arowana fish king even wanted to set off for the Ruoshui River to cause trouble for the other school of golden arowanas. However, the golden arowana fish king knew that a battle was erupting in the distance. If he dared to show himself, he would definitely be dragged into the battle. Fighting two sky supreme demonic beasts? The golden arowana fish king wasn't that stupid. Puffed, puffed. Just then, there were casualties in the distant battlefield. Two peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts were careless and were killed by the square-faced and square-faced cultivators. Of the 8 peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts, only 6 remained. Grandmaster Zhao, how much longer do you need to set up the formation? Although they had killed 2 demonic beasts, the square-faced and square-faced cultivators didn't look too good. In fact, they looked even gloomier than before. It took them so much effort to kill 2 peak 9th grade Earth Supreme demonic beasts. One could imagine that once the horned and hooked beasts joined the battle, they would be instantly killed. 5 minutes. Grandmaster Zhao waved his hand and answered. Damn it! Grandmaster Zhao's words made the hearts of the square-faced and square-faced cultivators sink to the bottom. Judging from the situation just now, they wouldn't be able to last 5 minutes. Split up and break out. After cursing silently, the square-faced and square-faced martial artists flew in 2 different directions, one on the left and one on the right. Since they would definitely die if they stayed, they might as well split up and escape. That way, they might still have a chance of survival. Swish, 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 swish. It was obvious that the square-faced and square-faced cultivators were thinking too much. As soon as they left, the remaining 6 demonic beasts split into 2 groups and chased after them. Even the horned and hooked beasts started to move. One of them chased after the square-faced cultivator, while the other chased after the square-faced cultivator. Rise! As soon as the square-faced cultivator left, Grandmaster Zhao waved both of his hands. In an instant, pillars of light rose from the surroundings. A defensive formation. Grandmaster Zhao actually managed to set up a defensive formation in less than 10 minutes. What's going on? Seeing that Grandmaster Zhao had activated the formation after the square-faced cultivator left, Ningyu revealed a puzzled expression. Could there be a grudge between them? By now, Ningyu had basically confirmed that the cultivator in front of him was an array master from the central mainland, while the other 2 cultivators were demonic spirit realm cultivators. A grudge between an array master and a demonic spirit realm cultivator? This matter was intriguing. This is a good chance. I'll leave now. The departure of the horned and hooked beasts made the golden arowana king overjoyed. A cold light shot out of his eyes. He was about to return to the 100-Flower Palace. However, Ningyu hurriedly stopped him and said, "Capture this array master first. Then we'll go to the 100-Flower Palace." Ningyu couldn't just leave like that. At the very least, he had to get rid of the array master or capture him alive before he left. Ningyu didn't want to let such a dangerous person go. All right, Although the golden Arowana king really wanted to return to the Ruo Shui River, he still chose to help Ningyu take this array master away. Whoosh! He did it without the slightest bit of sloppiness. The golden Arowana king took the lead and charged at Grandmaster Zhao. Swish! Swish! Behind the golden Arowana king, Grandmaster Xingyun and Bada also charged out at the same time. Swish! Chapter 1529. Chapter 1529. Chapter 1529. Goth horde of demonic beasts was enormous. The dozen burly men were all golden Arowanas, and all of them were pinnacle 8th grade Earth sovereigns. In a horde of demonic beasts, some of the stronger demonic beasts had already chased after the square-faced and square-faced demonic beasts. Naturally, they could not help much. Therefore, the golden Arowana Fish King and Master Xingyun arrived in front of Master Zhao easily. Hurry up and break the formation. We'll take you away. After appearing, the golden Arowana Fish King did not beat around the bush and went straight to the point. Who are you people? Master Zhao was slightly startled and asked in confusion. If you don't want to die, then hurry up and come with us. If you want to die, we will leave immediately. Grandmaster Xingyun knew what the warriors in the formation were worried about, but time was of the essence, and he didn't have the time to explain. Thousands of words converged into one sentence: to go or not to go. Go! Master Zhao was not an indecisive person. He knew his own condition very well. Even the square-faced and square-faced martial artists were forced to retreat, let alone him. Although the array he had set up was not weak, under the joint attack of so many demonic beasts, it would definitely not last long. Rather than staying here and waiting for death, it would be better to leave with these cultivators first and then come up with a plan later. Kacha! With a flick of his wrist, Grandmaster Zhao quickly broke the formation. Pa! Grandmaster Xingyun acted quickly. He grabbed Grandmaster Zhao and flew towards the periphery of the Moling Mountain Range without hesitation. The reason why Master Xingyun was so anxious was because he could feel several powerful auras rushing towards him from afar. Without a doubt, the one-horned monster beast and the others, who had gone to chase after the square-faced and square-faced cultivators, had returned ahead of time. If he couldn't leave before they returned, the consequences could be imagined. Ningyu, let's split up. After saving Master Zhao, the golden Arowana Fish King and Ningyu separated. He turned around and flashed towards the Flower Palace. As for Ningyu, Master Xingyun, and the others, they were rushing towards Giant Shield City. Due to the golden Arowana King's strength, it disappeared in the blink of an eye. Even though Ningyu and Master Xingyun were fast, they were still lacking compared to the one-horned monster beast. Faster. While running, Ningyu didn't forget to look back at the pursuers behind him. It was the one-horned monster beast. Why don't I stay behind and you guys go? Bada gritted his teeth. No, you're doomed to die if you stay. Ningyu flatly refused and said, as long as we leave the Moling Mountain Range, the single-horned demonic beast behind definitely won't dare to chase up. 1 to 1-1. 1-3 to 1-1. 1-1. They had an agreement with the Immortal Spirit Realm expert that they could not leave the Moling Mountain Range within the stipulated time. 1-1-1-1, all right. Bada took a deep breath, then transformed into his true form and quickly fled with Ningyu. Ningyu is only an early-stage 9th grade human supreme. No matter how fast he was, he could not be faster than a peak 9th grade Earth Supreme. Bada was a bloodthirsty wolf, one of the fastest among the monster beasts. In a short time, Bada had pulled away from the one-horned monster beast. I'm so angry. Behind Ningyu, the one-horned monster beast first stood on end. Just now, the hooked monster beast, and 6 other peak 9th grade Earth Supreme monsters had chased after the square-faced and square-faced cultivators. They were about to catch up when a warning sounded. They had no choice but to turn back. Their main target was not the square-faced and square-faced cultivators, but Grandmaster Zhao. The master of the Moling Mountains had said that he wanted to see Grandmaster Zhao. If not for the master of the Moling Mountains, they would not have made a move. Now, The square-faced and square-faced cultivators had failed to catch up, and even the formation master had been rescued. That was why the one-horned monster beast was enraged. I advise you to stop as soon as possible. Otherwise, if I catch up, all of you will die. The one-horned monster beast said coldly as he chased. This is the Moling Mountains. According to our agreement with the immortal spirit realm cultivators, humans are not allowed to set foot here. Ningyu did not take the one-horned monster beast's threat to heart. What has your agreement with the immortal spirit realm cultivators got to do with me? Ignore it. No matter what you say, I'll pretend I didn't hear it. Oh, Ningyu's indifference almost drove the one-horned monster beast crazy. When had he ever suffered this kind of humiliation? They had lived in seclusion in the Moling Mountains for many years, and there had been human cultivators who had set foot here before. At that time, he had only released a little of his aura, and the human cultivators had wet their pants in fear. Are those fellows in front of us deaf? Don't let me catch up to you. The one-horned monster beast sped up again, closing in on Ningyu's group. At this speed, it would only take 5 minutes at most to catch up to Ningyu's group. Drip! 3 minutes passed in the blink of an eye. In 3 minutes, the distance between Ningyu's group and the one-horned monster beast had shrunk by more than half. When the 4th minute passed, the one-horned monster beast and Ningyu's group were much closer. Hand over your life. In the blink of an eye, the 5th minute had arrived. In 5 minutes, the one-horned monster beast had caught up to Ningyu. With a loud roar, the one-horned monster beast's eyes gleamed coldly as it attacked Ningyu. We've already left the Moling Mountains. How dare you break the agreement and attack us? Ningyu turned around and shouted. At the same time, he handed the Tower of Yuzuan to Grandmaster Xingyun to block the one-horned monster beast's fatal attack. Chi. With the Tower of Yuzuan in hand, Grandmaster Xingyun barely blocked the one-horned monster beast's powerful attack. Hearing Ningyu's rebuke, the one-horned monster beast instantly sobered up from its rage. Ningyu was right. They had already left the Moling Mountains. Without its master's permission, it did not dare to act on its own. Come in if you dare. The one-horned monster beast's expression was cold as it said to Ningyu, "Let's see who's the real deal." Bullshit. Ningyu rolled his eyes and said, "We still have urgent matters to attend to. We don't have time to play with you for now. I'll definitely come back to the Moling Mountains after some time." As he spoke, Ningyu's group flashed and disappeared right in front of the one-horned monster beast. Crack, crack, crack. Seeing Ningyu's group leave, the one-horned monster beast swung its tail and broke the towering trees around it. It was so angry that white smoke came out of its nostrils. Going for wool and coming home shorn, it had suffered a double loss. This time, it had mobilized such a large army, but not only did it fail to capture the square-faced and square-faced cultivators, even the human formation masters were rescued. Roar. The more it thought about it, the angrier it got. It raised its head and roared. Instantly, the area shook and all kinds of monster beasts fled. Damn agreement. I still have to wait for 3 more years. Chapter 1530. Arrive in time after leaving the Moling Mountain Range. Ningyu and the others rushed toward Giant Shield City without stopping. After running madly for half an hour, Ningyu and the others finally stopped to rest after confirming that the unicorn demonic beast had not caught up to them. Tell me, who are you people? Seeing that Ningyu and the others had stopped, Grandmaster Zhao's expression was very calm. He asked, "Why did you save me?" "That's what I wanted to ask you. You're from the Sky Demon region, so why did you join the Demon Spirit region and fight with us?" Ningyu didn't answer Master Zhao's question, but asked back, "If I'm not wrong, your objective this time is to break Giant Shield City's unique killing formation. Do you know how many people will die once you break Giant Shield City's unique killing formation? How many people will be homeless? I didn't join the Devil Spirit Realm, nor did I kill each other." Grandmaster Zhao argued. "They forced me to come to the Pill Formation continent. They used my granddaughter to force me to help them break the peerless killing formation of Giant Shield City." Hearing Master Zhao's words, Ningyu was silent. In fact, from the fact that Master Zhao and the square-faced martial artist did not get along, Ningyu had already guessed this possibility. A threat. However, when his conjecture was confirmed, Ningyu still felt powerless. On a personal level, Master Zhao had no choice. If he didn't help the demon spirit realm, his granddaughter would be killed and defiled. On the other hand, those who helped the devil spirit realm would kill each other and become accomplices to the devil. One could imagine how much Master Zhao was struggling internally. "Where's your granddaughter now?" Ningyu didn't waste too much time with Master Zhao. He shifted the topic to Master Zhao's granddaughter. "He's still in the central continent. However, I believe it won't be long before he arrives at the Pill Formation continent." Master Zhao's eyes lit up at the mention of his granddaughter. "If possible, I am willing to help you save your granddaughter." Ningyu frowned slightly and said, "As long as I can save your granddaughter, you have to follow me for 3 years. After 3 years, you can go anywhere." "Deal." Master Zhao agreed to Ningyu's request without hesitation. "You trust me that much?" Ningyu was puzzled. "I have no other choice." Master Zhao took a deep breath and said, "Although I have great attainments in arrays, my cultivation is only at the pinnacle of the 8th grade Earth Supreme Realm. I haven't even reached the 9th grade Earth Supreme Realm. It's impossible for me to save my granddaughter by myself." "You're quite smart." Ningyu nodded and said, "Let's head to Giant Shield City now. Once the danger there is resolved, I'll ask the Palace Master of the Flower Palace to send someone to help you search for your granddaughter." "Thank you." Master Zhao said solemnly, "In this period of time, if there's anything I can help with, just say it. Don't be shy. Don't worry, I won't be polite with you." Ningyu lightly smiled. Soon after, his hands tore space apart, and he instantly entered. Although Ningyu and Master Zhao had reached an agreement on the surface, both of them were very clear. This agreement was of no use. Ningyu would still be on guard against Master Zhao, and Master Zhao would also be on guard against Ningyu. The reason why they reached an agreement was also for the sake of temporary peace. Ningyu wanted to resolve the problem in Giant Shield City as soon as possible, and he needed Master Zhao's help to resolve this problem. Master Zhao also wanted to find his granddaughter through Ningyu. The two of them were in a mutually dependent relationship. Swish! After reaching an agreement with Master Zhao, Ningyu and the rest sped up again. The journey that originally needed a few hours to reach Giant Shield City was shortened to 2 hours. Giant Shield City didn't change much. The 4 armies guarded the 4 city gates. Meng Quan led the Eastern Army to guard the East Gate, while the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace and Shido Venerable guarded the West Gate. Southern Dipper Venerable and Northern Dipper Venerable guarded the South and North Gates, respectively. Underground. After pondering for a while, Ningyu decided to go underground first. Actually, Ningyu had planned to send someone to pretend to be someone from Devil Spirit Realm and bring Master Zhao deep into the enemy's territory to capture Meng Quan and the rest. However, on second thought, Ningyu decided not to take the risk. Given their current strength, they would only die if they acted rashly. Therefore, Ningyu decided to enter Giant Shield City from underground first. "Perfected Demon, where are you?" Since they were going to enter Giant Shield City from underground, Ningyu naturally wouldn't forget about Perfected Demon. When they left, Perfected Demon was responsible for staying behind to prevent Meng Quan and the rest from finding out about their departure. Now that Ningyu and the rest were back, they would definitely contact Perfected Demon. They're gathering and reporting the news. The old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace is here too. Below Giant Shield City, Perfected Demon was overjoyed when he heard Ningyu's voice transmission, and he hurriedly sent a message to Ningyu, the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace. Hearing that, Ningyu's face lit up with joy, and he hurriedly said, "Help me stall the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace. We'll be there soon." Since the meat was delivered to their doorstep, there was no reason for Ningyu and the rest to reject it. Although the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace was an early heavenly supreme, Ningyu had bought a Grandmaster Xingyun Perfected Demon and a dozen pinnacle 8th grade Earth Supreme Golden Arowanas. With the help of Array Master Zhao, it wasn't impossible to capture the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace alive. Grandmaster Zhao, I need your help. With a thought, Ningyu told Grandmaster Zhao his idea, hoping that Grandmaster Zhao could set up an array at the bottom of Giant Shield City. The array didn't need to be too strong. It just needed to trap the old ancestor before he left. No problem. Buy me an hour. Grandmaster Zhao nodded and said, also, prepare the materials for me. No problem. Leave the materials to me. Ningyu patted his chest. Ningyu might not have other things, but the materials, well, he didn't have the materials either. Ningyu didn't have the materials, but Grandmaster Xingyun and Jinbo in the Tower of Yuzuan had them. Dismissed. Everyone return to your posts and keep an eye on them. Don't make any mistakes. At the same time, in the central area of Giant Shield City, the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace waved his hand, signaling the gathered martial artists to leave as soon as possible and guard the underground. Ever since the black-robed martial artist and the man in the bamboo hat suddenly disappeared, the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace wanted to leave this troublesome place and return to Emperor Divine Palace. He originally wanted to get a share of the loot, but not only did he not get a share, but he also almost got himself killed. Jinbo, the old ancestor of the Jin family, was kept in the Tower of Yuzuan by Ningyu. If he hadn't run away, his fate would have been the same as Jinbo's. The Jin family is probably going downhill. Taking a deep breath, the old ancestor of Emperor Divine Palace moved, wanting to leave the underground and return to the surface. Wait. Chapter 1531. Stop. The ancestor of Emperor Palace knitted his brows when he heard the cultivator's words and stopped in his tracks. Turning around, the ancestor of Emperor Palace looked at the cultivator with the crew cut, and his face instantly darkened. Speak, what's the matter? The cold words came from the ancestor of Emperor Palace, causing the temperature in the area to drop. Whoosh! The 20-odd fifth-grade Earth sovereigns who hadn't left in time all shifted their gazes at the ancestor of Emperor Palace and the cultivator with the crew cut. Facing everyone's gazes, Master GMO remained calm. When I was patrolling, I found some clues. It seems that someone is leaving through the underground of Giant Shield City. Master GMO remained calm and unaffected by the ancestor of Emperor Palace. You found some clues? Someone is leaving through the underground? The ancestor of Emperor Palace's lips rose into an arc. He moved his feet and came before Master GMO. After carefully examining Master GMO for a while, the ancestor of Emperor Palace faintly said, "Tell me, what clues did you find?" Boom! Despite his calm tone, the ancestor of Emperor Palace was furious in his heart. A mere fifth-grade Earth sovereign dared to speak to him in such a manner, which clearly showed that he didn't put him in his eyes. Therefore, the moment his voice resounded, the ancestor of Emperor Palace unleashed his aura and frantically pressed down on Master GMO Crack. Under the powerful pressure of the ancestor of Emperor Palace's powerful aura, Master GMO's knees made cracking sounds, and he couldn't help kneeling. However, Master GMO knelt with his right leg, while his left leg was still standing on the ground. Ancestor of Emperor Palace, you should know the consequences if someone leaves through the underground because of your stubbornness. Master GMO's tone was cold. Clearly, he wasn't afraid of the ancestor of Emperor Palace. In fact, it was no wonder that Master GMO dared to do so. According to his understanding, the cultivator with the crew cut that he transformed into was from the Eastern Army. Since the ancestor of Emperor Palace was from the Western Army, he shouldn't dare to do anything to him. After all, Meng Quan wasn't someone to be trifled with. Without absolute confidence in dealing with Meng Quan, the ancestor of Emperor Palace wouldn't dare to take the risk. Good, very good. Take me there. As expected, the Patriarch of Divine Emperor Palace stared at Immortal GMO and said in a sinister tone, "If you can't show me the evidence, I'll skin you alive." Whoosh! While speaking, the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace suddenly pushed Immortal Mo's back with his right hand. The powerful force caused Master GMO to stagger and almost fall to the ground. Almost falling down was a small matter, but the powerful soul force that the patriarch of Emperor God Palace had left in Reverend G. Mo's body made Reverend G. Mo's expression turn ugly. On the surface, the ancestral patriarch of Divine Emperor Palace didn't dare to kill Immortal Chi Mo because Immortal Chi Mo's current identity was that he belonged to the Eastern Army. However, the patriarch of Emperor God Palace was playing dirty in the dark. Lead the way. The patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace pointed to the front and said calmly. Master G. Mo snorted coldly, then headed in the direction of Ningyu and the others. Perfected Devil Master walked very slowly, almost taking one step at a time. There were two reasons why Perfected Devil was walking so slowly. Firstly, he had to control the soul force in his body to prevent it from being controlled by the patriarch of Emperor God Palace later. Secondly, he was buying time for Ningyu and the others. As long as he waited for Ningyu's order, he would speed up as soon as possible. Drip, drip. Time passed slowly. A journey that should have only taken 3 to 4 minutes was taken by Perfected Devil Master for half an hour. Half an hour had almost worn down the patriarch of Emperor God Palace's heart. Stop right there. When the 31st minute arrived, the patriarch of Emperor God Palace finally could not take it anymore. He shouted and said coldly, "Are you messing with me? If that's the case, I'll have to send you to hell." You want to send him to hell? As soon as the patriarch of Emperor God Palace finished his sentence, a faint voice was heard from the surroundings. Swoosh! Along with these faint words, the sound of several figures rushing out could be heard. More than a dozen figures appeared in an instant, surrounding the patriarch of Emperor God Palace and the others. Ha ha! Daoist G. Mo threw his head back and roared with laughter when he saw Ningyu and the others appear, and then he transformed into his true form. Patriarch of Emperor God Palace, take a look at who I am. Russell. When the patriarch of Emperor God Palace saw the cultivator with a crew cut turn into Perfected Devil Master, his eyes flashed coldly. The patriarch of Emperor God Palace wasn't unfamiliar with Perfected Devil Master. He was one of the few pinnacle 9th grade Earth sovereigns in the giant shield city, so he was naturally familiar with him. Explode. The patriarch of Emperor God Palace was rational. When Ningyu and the others appeared, as well as Perfected Devil Master's appearance, he immediately detonated the soul force in Perfected Devil Master's body in an attempt to kill him. Tui. Perfected Devil Master opened his mouth and spat out a black cold light. Rumble. The direction of the cold light was a 5th grade Earth sovereign. Without a doubt, the cold light was the soul force that the patriarch of Emperor God Palace had left in Perfected Devil Master's body. When the soul force arrived before the 5th grade Earth sovereign, it suddenly exploded. The powerful explosion had caused the 5th grade Earth sovereign to die on the spot. Rumble. The death of this 5th grade Earth sovereign had caused the remaining 20-odd 5th grade Earth sovereigns to exchange a look and even started to panic. Let's go. In an instant, all the 5th grade Earth sovereigns moved and scattered in all directions. Poof, poof, poof. Dreams were always beautiful, but reality had caused those 5th grade Earth sovereigns to pay a bloody price. 10-odd robust men suddenly appeared in all directions, blocking the path of those 5th grade Earth sovereigns. Boom! When the dozen robust men appeared, they immediately launched their attacks at the 5th grade Earth sovereign without any hesitation. Every single one of them was a pinnacle 8th grade Earth sovereign. Their opponents were only 5th grade Earth sovereigns. Although they had more numbers than them, they were on a completely different level in terms of quality. In just 10-odd seconds, over 25th grade Earth sovereigns had been annihilated. Russell. After killing over 25th grade Earth sovereigns, the dozen burly men adjusted their formation and surrounded the ancestor of Divine Emperor Palace in the middle. Ningyu, there's a path to heaven, but you chose to barge into hell. The ancestor of the Emperor Palace stared at Ningyu with excitement in his heart. The ancestor of the Emperor Palace did not feel any fear from the dozen robust men around him, nor did he feel despair from Bada, perfected Devil Master, and Master Xingyun beside Ningyu. On the contrary, the appearance of those people had made him extremely excited. In the view of the ancestor of the Emperor Palace, Ningyu's party had just left the giant shield city and was trying to find reinforcements. Chapter 1532. Chapter 1532. Chapter 1532. There's a path to heaven, but you chose to barge into hell. Ningyu repeated the words of the patriarch and shrugged. That's a good sentence, but it belongs to me from now on. Are you sure you're not kidding me? The patriarch was in a trance. What's wrong with this world? I'm a Sky Supreme, and the strongest among you is only a peak 9th grade Earth Supreme. Although some peak 9th grade Earth Sovereigns can compete with Sky Sovereigns, we're outside Giant Shield City. As long as I shout, Ming Quan and the others will arrive immediately. The more he thought about it, the less worried he was, because he was already in an invincible position. Why would I be kidding you? Ningyu said calmly. He raised his hands and clapped. Clap, clap. As the crisp sound rang out, the void on the other side split open once again. After the crack, a martial artist slowly emerged. Master Zhao. The martial artist who suddenly appeared was none other than Master Zhao. Master Zhao was a formation master. In half an hour, and with the materials provided by Ningyu, he lived up to expectations and set up an absolute defense formation. However, the absolute defense formation he set up had a flaw. It couldn't be attacked by two Sky Sovereigns at the same time. Otherwise, the absolute defense formation would be broken quickly. Who's this? The ancestral patriarch of Emperor God Palace looked from Ningyu to Master Zhao. Although the patriarch knew that a formation master was coming to Giant Shield City, he didn't know what the formation master looked like or what his cultivation was. Therefore, when the ancestral patriarch of Emperor God Palace saw Master Zhao, he was only suspicious but not sure. Are you ready? Ningyu ignored the doubtful gaze of the patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace and asked Master Zhao. Everything is ready. If there's no one attacking the array, then the array can last for 3 hours. If there's a heavenly sovereign attacking, then the array can only last for half an hour. Master Zhao said honestly. Hearing Master Zhao's words, Ningyu took a deep breath and his expression turned serious. A dozen 8th grade Pinnacle Earth Sovereigns, 2 9th grade Pinnacle Earth Sovereigns, 1 8th grade Pinnacle 9th grade Alchemist, 1 Array Master, and 1 9th grade Mortal Sovereign. With all of them working together, they had to kill an early-stage Sky Supreme within half an hour. It seemed to be an impossible task. Master Xingyun, according to our agreement, you'll keep the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace occupied from the front. Ningyu began to issue orders to them. Master GMO, the two of you sneak attack from the side. As for the other golden arowanas, we'll fight them if we have a chance. If not, we'll just wait. We must capture the Patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace alive today. Master Xingyun and the others had already regarded Ningyu as their leader. As for the orders issued by Ningyu, they would unconditionally agree. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The next moment, Master Xingyun held the Tower of Ascension in his hand and attacked the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace from the front. As for Bada and Dao Master GMO, they were waiting for an opportunity to attack from the side. The dozen burly men carried out Ningyu's orders completely. They would attack when there was a chance and retreat when there was no chance. In an instant, an unprecedented battle was taking place. Crack, crack. All kinds of terrifying spells were cast by Master Xingyun and the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace. The battle was extremely fierce. Pucci. A few minutes into the battle, an 8th grade Earth Supreme Golden Arowana was killed by the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace in one move. How dare these little fish think they can kill me? Haha, you're simply too naive. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace became even more arrogant after killing a peak 8th grade Earth Supreme. The more he fought, the fiercer he became. In just a few minutes, another 8th grade Earth Supreme was killed. This is not the way to go. Ningyu paid attention to the battle while thinking of countermeasures. He had underestimated the strength of the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace. It could be imagined that the patriarch of Emperor God Palace was ridiculously powerful to be able to control such a huge sect. Master Zhao. Ningyu began to contact Master Zhao, hoping to know how to deal with the patriarch of Emperor God Palace. After all, the defense array was set up by Master Zhao. According to Ningyu's observation, the defense array had some tricks up its sleeves. Although Ningyu couldn't tell what exactly it was, with Ningyu's keen perception, he completely believed that the array master had left something behind. The situation doesn't look good. Ningyu didn't mention it to Master Zhao directly. Instead, he talked about it with Master Zhao. It's indeed not good. Master Zhao's eyes flickered, and he said, "That Sky Supreme is extremely powerful. The defense array I set up shouldn't be able to stop him." Humph. A second ago, Ningyu was still very kind, but the next second, he immediately became gloomy. Ningyu's expression was gloomy, and traces of coldness appeared on his face. He said, "My brother risked his life to fight for half an hour for you. Why did you tell me now? Are you messing with me? How can you talk to me like that?" Master Zhao's tone was gloomy as he said, "I am an array master. The half an hour that you fought for me may seem long, but in reality, to an array master, it is very short. To be able to set up a defensive array in such a short amount of time, I've already done my best." "Very good, very good." Ningyu retracted his cold expression and said faintly, "It seems that we need to talk about your granddaughter." Ningyu looked calm as he watched the chess game, as if everything had nothing to do with him. "What do you mean? I can't help you with the defense array, but you won't help me find my granddaughter?" Master Zhao was exasperated. He said coldly, "I've done my best to set up the array in my body. Not only do you not thank me, but you even suspect me. You're insane. The 3-death array is a top-notch defense array. Only a top-notch array master can set it up." Ningyu did not answer Master Zhao's question. Instead, he explained, "The 3-death formation is rather special. On the surface, it looks like an ordinary defensive formation. However, I know very well that not only can the 3-death formation defend, but it can also play an offensive role. In other words, as long as you want, the 3-death array will immediately attack the patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace." Immortal Devil and the others had already stalled the patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace. At this time, as long as the 3-death array was activated, it would be easy to control the patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace. The 3-death array was known as the 3 lives array and the 3 deaths array. Any martial artist trapped inside would be affected by it. "What are you talking about? I don't understand at all." Chapter 1533. Chapter 1533. Chapter 1533, Triple Death Formation. Attack. Ningyu was right. He was willing to do anything for his granddaughter. However, he was more willing to trust himself and use his own abilities to save his granddaughter. In other words, he didn't really trust Ningyu and the others. He thought that Ningyu and the others had saved him because they wanted to spy on his attainments and formations. Now that Ningyu saw through his triple death array, it set off a storm in his heart. It seemed like Ningyu didn't save him because of his formation, but because he wanted to make a deal with him. However, Master Zhao wouldn't admit it easily since he had already done it. Activate the triple death formation and attack the Laozu of Emperor Palace. Ningyu stared into Master Zhao's eyes, his tone calm and emotionless. Ningyu decided to give Master Zhao one last chance. If Master Zhao continued to be stubborn, he wouldn't mind killing him. Ningyu was a man with a temper. He didn't attack Master Zhao immediately because he thought that Master Zhao wasn't a bad person and he could be on his side. However, Ningyu wasn't a saint. "If you treat me well, I'll treat you well. If you treat me badly, I'll treat you even worse." That was Ningyu's style of doing things. Master Zhao bit his lips and struggled when Ningyu stared at him. On one hand, Master Zhao wanted to use his own abilities to save his granddaughter. On the other hand, he wanted to use Ningyu and the rest to save his granddaughter. Master Zhao was in a dilemma at the moment. "All right." Looking at Ningyu's clear eyes, Master Zhao clenched his teeth and said, "I choose to believe you, but please keep your promise and save my granddaughter." Master Zhao stomped on the ground and dashed out. As he flew, Master Zhao forced out his blood essence. Rumble. The triple death formation started to shake under the impact of Master Zhao's blood essence. The shaking spread further and even affected the other side of the battlefield. The Patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace and Grandmaster Xing Yun immediately separated and retreated far away. What is he doing? Master Zhao's action surprised Master Xing Yun. Even when all of them joined forces, they could only come to a draw with the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace. You're just a formation Grandmaster with a cultivation of pinnacle 8th grade Earth Sovereign, and you want to fight with the ancestor of the Divine Emperor Palace? Isn't that courting death? Prepare for battle. Ningyu knew better than anyone what Master Zhao was doing. If he wanted to make the 3-death array attack, he needed to use blood essence to activate it. The person who activated the blood essence had to have a high cultivation base and a deep understanding of the 3-death formation. The reason why Ningyu said those words to Grandmaster Zhao was because Grandmaster Zhao was the only one who could activate the 3-death formation. Although he knew how to set up the triple death formation, his cultivation was only at the 9th grade Human Supreme realm. Even if he could command the triple death formation to attack, there was no way he could pose a threat to the Patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace. Therefore, the key point was still Master Zhao. Fortunately, Master Zhao came to his senses. Otherwise, today's battle would have ended in failure. Not to mention capturing the Patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace alive, it was uncertain whether he could survive. Boom! Once the 3-death formation was attacked by the blood essence, it would instantly go berserk. Everyone, enter the Tower of Ascension. Ningyu had already expected this. Therefore, after Grandmaster Zhao forced out the blood essence, he immediately sent a message to Master Xing Yun to open the Tower of Ascension. Swish! Master Xing Yun did not hesitate and opened the Tower of Ascension. Swish! 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 Following that, Ningyu, a dozen burly men, and even Grandmaster Zhao desperately entered the Tower of Ascension. That was because the 3-death formation attacked indiscriminately. The so-called indiscriminate attack meant that all the martial artists within the 3-death array would be attacked by it. Damn it! The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace couldn't help cursing when he saw Ningyu and the others entering the Tower of Ascension. You guys have a defensive artifact, but so do I. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace was a Sky Supreme expert, so how could he not have a defensive artifact? With a thought, a silver armor appeared on the surface of his body. Silver armor. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace was wearing a silver armor. Among the defensive artifacts, the silver armor could be ranked at the top. In the past, the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace had relied on the silver armor to successfully kill a Sky Supreme expert of the same level. This time, the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace believed that he could fight to the end with the silver armor. Crack! However, when the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace took out the silver armor, something that made him despair happened. A beam of cold light suddenly shot out from the 3-death formation's eye and hit the silver armor. A crisp sound rang out. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace was dumbfounded. No one knew better than him what that crisp sound meant. The silver armor that he was so proud of had a crack on it. In other words, the silver armor couldn't even withstand a single attack. Crack, crack, crack. Then, several powerful attacks emerged from the formation's core and hit the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace's chest. The crisp sound rang out one after another. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace was stunned on the spot. Damn it! Block it! The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace didn't react until the silver armor was completely broken. He didn't inject his primordial chi into the silver armor, so the defense of the silver armor was only half of what it was at its peak. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace was really in tears after knowing the truth. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace could only grit his teeth and swallow it. He waved his hands and began to block the attacks of the 3-death formation with his own ability. Boom! In the 3-death formation, The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace kept blocking the powerful attacks. He almost died several times. Fortunately, after holding on for about 10 minutes, the three-death formation calmed down. Ha ha ha. The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace threw his head back and laughed. Ningyu, do you think you can kill me like this? You're too naive. I'll go back and rest for a while before coming back to take your life. After laughing wildly, the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace moved and was about to leave. Swoosh! However, before the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace could move a few steps, Ningyu and the others emerged from the Tower of Yuzuan. Among them, Bafta, Master Xingyun, an immortal GMO, took the lead and attacked the Patriarch of Emperor God Palace. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! The Patriarch of Emperor God Palace almost went crazy when he saw the warriors charging at him. He had just experienced a special battle, and his current strength was less than 30% of his peak. In other words, he could only last for a minute or even less when fighting with Master Xingyun and the others. Reality was cruel. Meng Quan, Nando the Venerable, come to the underground of Giant Shield City quickly. Chapter 1534. Chapter 1534. Chapter 1534 Rage. It's no use. No one will hear you even if you scream your lungs out inside the Triple Death Formation. Ning, you didn't take the Patriarch's roar to heart. The Triple Death Formation was a defensive formation. Not only could it prevent martial artists from leaving, but it could also prevent their voices from getting out. Therefore, the moment Master Zhao finished setting up the formation, Ning Yu's worries disappeared. The Patriarch of Emperor Palace couldn't leave, and his voice couldn't get out. The only thing that worried Ning Yu was that they couldn't capture the Patriarch of Emperor Palace. But all his worries disappeared at that moment. Master Zhao burned his blood essence to activate the Triple Death Formation and severely injured the Patriarch of Emperor Palace. With the Patriarch's current state, even an ordinary peak 9th grade Earth Supreme could easily defeat him. Duh. Immortal Demon Master and Master Xingyun could each defeat the Patriarch of Emperor Palace. It was a piece of cake for the three of them to deal with the Patriarch of Emperor Palace together. Rumble. Battles continued to break out. The result was no surprise to anyone. A minute later, Master Xingyun and the others captured the Patriarch of Emperor Palace and brought him to Ningyu. Before I came to the Qingya Empire, I had already formed a grudge with the Emperor Palace. Ningyu stared at the Patriarch of Emperor Palace and said, "One day, I will destroy the Emperor Palace." Then, Ningyu winked at Master Xingyun. Master Xingyun immediately opened the Tower of Yuzuan and put the Patriarch into it. Let's go to the governor's mansion. Ningyu took the Tower of Yuzuan from Master Xingyun and flew toward the small formation core. Based on the current situation, they could only enter the Giant Shield City through the small formation core. Swoosh! Ningyu and the others came and left quickly. What happened under the Giant Shield City didn't attract anyone's attention. At the same time, in a tent at the south gate of the Giant Shield City. Why isn't the old man from Emperor Palace here yet? There were a total of 4 or 5 martial artists in the tent. Meng Quan, Southern Dipper Venerable, Northern Dipper Venerable, and Western Dipper Venerable. The one who spoke was Meng Quan. He paced back and forth in the room, and his expression was abnormally ferocious. The reason why Meng Quan Hui was in such a state was because not long ago, he discovered that 2 of his prized disciples, Mu Ping and Mu Hua, had died in the Eastern Army. Mu Hua and Mu Ping's deaths drove Meng Quan completely mad. He investigated overnight and finally pointed the finger at one person. Ningyu. There was no such thing as an impenetrable wall in the world. After investigating, Meng Quan found out that Mu Ping and Mu Hua's deaths had something to do with Ningyu. What the hell is going on? Could it be that the palace master has another plan? Meng Quan fell into deep thoughts. Logically speaking, the ancestor of the Emperor God Palace was a heavenly sovereign, and his strength shouldn't be any weaker than his. The reason why Giant Shield City could last until now was because of a peerless killing array and not some peerless powerhouse. Forget it. Who cares about that ancestor of the Emperor God Palace? What's important right now is to break into Giant Shield City and capture Ningyu alive. Clenching his fists, Meng Quan stomped his feet on the ground and instantly went underground. Rumble. When Meng Quan came to the underground of Giant Shield City, he couldn't help widening his mouth. That's because Meng Quan saw an unbelievable scene. Nando the Venerable, Beidou the Venerable, and Shido the Venerable. The three quasi-heavenly sovereigns were attacking a spiritual array with all their might. There didn't seem to be anything special about the spiritual array on the surface, but it still stood firm under the powerful attacks of the three quasi-heavenly sovereigns. Triple Death Array. Back in the Alchemy Union, Meng Quan had also studied spiritual arrays. And the Triple Death Array was a spiritual array that he knew of. The Triple Death Array was a defensive spiritual array, and it required the attacks of heavenly sovereigns to break it. The Southern and Northern Do Venerables were both quasi-heavenly sovereigns, so it would take at least a few minutes for them to break the Triple Death Array. Don't bother. That's the Triple Death Array. Since Meng Quan knew that it was the Triple Death Array, he naturally had to remind the Southern Do Venerables. Although Meng Quan looked down on the Southern Do Venerables, he didn't want them to be killed. Chapter 1535. Launch and Attack. 3 Death Formation. Southern Dipper, the Venerable One, and the others stopped attacking when they heard Meng Quan. The 3 Death Formation is a type of formation with extremely powerful defensive power. Since the Southern Dipper, the Venerable, asked, Meng Quan naturally had to explain. The moment this array is activated, there are only 2 ways for the person inside to leave. Firstly, the person that set up the array can destroy it. Secondly, a powerful heavenly sovereign will attack the array from the outside to destroy the 3-death array. Whoosh! Nando, the Venerable One, and the others' faces darkened upon hearing Meng Quan's words. Meng Quan had already spoken to this extent. If they still didn't understand, then they would be a bit stupid. The old ancestor of Divine Emperor Palace was a Sky Supreme and had come here to investigate the situation not long ago. Now that the Triple Death Formation had appeared, it was obvious that the Patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace was trapped in the Triple Death Formation. However, the 3-Death Formation was still intact, while the ancestor of Emperor Palace and over 25th grade Earth Sovereigns had disappeared at the same time, which confused Nando and the others. I suggest that we gather the 4 armies at the South Gate and attack Giant Shield City at the same time. Meng Quan's tone was unyielding and unquestionable. Next, Meng Quan left the bewildered Southern Dipper, the Venerable One, and the others behind as he flew toward the ground alone. After Meng Quan left, Southern Dipper, the Venerable One, and the others looked at each other and noticed how dumbfounded they were. The scene became a little awkward. Big Dipper, the Venerable One, asked after some time, "What should we do now? Are you asking me?" Southern Dipper, the Venerable One, pointed at his nose and uttered coldly, "Who the F***CK am I supposed to ask?" "Shio." Southern Dipper, the Venerable One, stomped on the ground and charged out in the blink of an eye. Damn it! Behind the Southern Dipper, the Venerable One, the Northern Dipper, the Venerable One, and the others gritted their teeth and charged toward the ground. They knew very well that Meng Quan was a madman. Since Meng Quan had said that he was going to attack Giant Shield City, he would definitely keep his word. If they guessed correctly, Meng Quan had already begun to mobilize the Eastern Army. Voila! As expected, their guess was right. After leaving the underground of Giant Shield City, Meng Quan immediately returned to the army on the Eastern Road. He gathered the troops and began to head for the south gate of Giant Shield City. Report. At the same time, Giant Shield City, City Lord's Mansion. Conference Hall. A 5th grade Earth Sovereign rushed into the hall with anxiety written on his face. He couldn't even catch his breath. Speak. Ningyu sat at the head of the hall, his face expressionless. According to the latest news, the armies outside the East Gate, West Gate, and North Gate are all moving towards the South Gate. Before the 5th grade Earth Sovereign could catch his breath, he immediately said, According to my speculations, they should be attacking from the south gate. Leave a portion of the martial artists at the east, west, and west city gates. The rest, follow me to the south gate. Ningyu abruptly stood up from his chair, and a terrifying light shot out from his eyes. With a wave of his hand, Ningyu rushed toward the south gate. Although Ningyu believed that the peerless killing array could withstand the attack of the four armies, Ningyu had to be on guard against the demon spirit realm experts. Once the demon spirit realm sent a late-stage heavenly supreme or even a pinnacle heavenly supreme, the peerless killing array wouldn't be able to withstand them for long. The moment Ningyu noticed the movements of the three armies, he immediately moved and rushed toward the south gate. A slight change in one part would affect the entire body. Fairy Yun Shi and the palace master of the Hundred Flowers Palace hadn't returned from Giant Shield City, so the current commander of Giant Shield City was Ningyu. Therefore, every action Ningyu took would cause Giant Shield City to move. On the tower, the south gate of Giant Shield City, a few cultivators stood side by side. It was obvious that they were Ningyu's group. Looking at the swarm of cultivators below the city gate, Ningyu revealed a grave expression. From the looks of it, the chances of the demon spirit realm sending their experts were slim. There was a high chance that the four armies would attack Giant Shield City. Although the peerless killing array's defense was powerful, it couldn't withstand continuous attacks. If all four armies attacked at the same time, the peerless killing array definitely wouldn't be able to last long. Could there be a problem with the Hundred Flowers Palace? Grandmaster Xing Yun, who was beside Ningyu, frowned slightly. His expression was grave. Grandmaster Xing Yun's worries weren't unnecessary. Be it the black-robed cultivator or the man in the bamboo hat, they were both mid-stage sky supreme experts. Although the palace master of the Hundred Flowers Palace had said that there was an old ancestor in the Hundred Flowers Palace, Grandmaster Xing Yun felt that it was just to comfort them. Ningyu was also very worried. He didn't understand the situation with the Hundred Flowers Palace, and the Goldfish King hadn't returned for a long time. Therefore, Ningyu felt that the situation was a little tricky. We'll deal with it when it comes. There's no need to worry. Although Ningyu was very worried, his expression didn't change much. He was the leader of Giant Shield City now. His words and actions would affect the army of Giant Shield City. It wouldn't be good if the army of Giant Shield City saw that he was pessimistic. I hope so. Grandmaster Xing Yun took a deep breath and murmured, "Whoosh." The four armies were still gathering at the bottom of the city gate. Meng Quan had taken full control of the four armies. Under his command, all the cultivators below the Earth Supreme level were at the forefront. First-grade Earth Supremes to third-grade Earth Supremes were in the middle. Cultivators with cultivations higher than third-grade Earth Sovereign were all at the back. I see. Ningyu's expression gradually turned serious as he stared at the mobilization of the troops at the bottom of the city gate. Meng Quan's idea was very simple. First, he would use the weakest cultivators to attack the peerless killing formation as cannon fodder. Then, he would use the stronger cultivators to continue to attack the peerless killing formation and strive to find the flaws of the peerless killing formation. Finally, he would use the strongest troops to launch a frenzied attack on the peerless killing formation, striving to completely break it. Attack! As soon as Ningyu understood Meng Quan's idea, Meng Quan gave the order to attack. Whoosh! Under Meng Quan's order, the first batch of cultivators who could be said to be cannon fodder attacked the gate of Giant Shield City without any regard for their lives. Tens of thousands of experts below the Earth Sovereign Realm had brought out their trump cards and launched a ferocious attack towards the city gate. However, no matter how many cultivators there were, they couldn't break the peerless killing formation. In just one round of attack, the four armies had lost more than 100 cultivators below the Earth Supreme level. Continue attacking. Meng Quan immediately gave the order to continue attacking after the first round failed. The result of the second round of attack was no different from the first. Another 100 or so cultivators were lost. Attack again. Meng Quan didn't care about the deaths of these cultivators. What he cared about was how to break the peerless killing formation and how to attack Giant Shield City. Whoosh! Chapter 1536. Chapter 1536. Leaving the city. The result of the third round of attacks was surprisingly the same as the previous 2 rounds. More than 100 First Earth Supreme martial artists had perished in battle. Rumble. On the city tower of Giant Shield City, when the many cultivators guarding the city saw this situation, they all cheered and jumped for joy. Originally, when they received the news that the 4 armies were attacking Giant Shield City, they were all frowning. Some of the more timid martial artists even fled in fear. But the current situation was completely different from what they had imagined. As long as the Supreme Killing Array existed, no matter how many people the 4 armies attacked the gate, they would not be able to break it. This was the biggest reliance of Giant Shield City. Looks like Meng Quan's brain is rusty. Seeing that Meng Quan was still tirelessly issuing orders to attack, Venerable GMO could not help but smile. Venerable GMO thought the same as most people. The defense of the Supreme Killing Array was very strong. Meng Quan's actions were purely a waste of energy. Meng Quan's brain is not rusty. Ning Yu slowly shook his head, then shifted his gaze to Grandmaster Zhao. In your opinion, can Meng Quan's method break the Supreme Killing Array? Swish! Hearing Ning Yu's words, all the martial artists on the gate tower shifted their gazes to Grandmaster Zhao. These martial artists knew very well that Ning Yu had brought a formation master from outside. And with the help of that formation master, Ning Yu had even captured the patriarch of Emperor Divine Palace alive. If Jin Bo, the patriarch of the Jin family, was included, then the number of Sky Supreme powerhouses Ning Yu had captured had increased to 2. Ever since I entered Giant Shield City, I've been studying the Supreme Killing Array. Grandmaster Zhao did not immediately answer Ning Yu's question. Instead, he said indifferently, the Supreme Killing Array has a small array I. Generally speaking, a formation with a small array I is extremely strong, but it also has a fatal weakness. As long as you find a small array I and break it, the formation will naturally be broken. Ning Yu did not speak. Instead, he cupped his fists and looked at Grandmaster Zhao. Grandmaster Zhao was right. The Supreme Killing Array was indeed like that. However, it was not surprising that Master Zhao found out about this. That Meng Quan, or whatever you're talking about, is using a suicidal attack. On the surface, it seems like he's unable to break the exceptional killing formation, but in reality, that's not the case. Grandmaster Zhao continued, as long as a certain point of the unique killing array reaches a certain level of endurance, then the small array I of the unique killing array will rapidly fly over. Hearing this, Ning Yu's expression finally changed. It seemed that Master Zhao did have some skills. There were probably not many array masters in the entire Sky Demon region who could see through this. The reason why Ning Yu knew about this was because he had learned about it by chance. For Master Zhao to be able to see through it in such a short period of time, it was indeed not simple. Demon Venerable, find me 50 first-grade Earth Sovereigns. A cold light flashed in Ning Yu's eyes, and he said in a deep voice, you only have 1 minute. Yes. Taoist Master GMO responded and immediately went to make preparations. Although there weren't many experts in Giant Shield City, 50 first-grade Earth Sovereigns was still enough. In less than a minute, 30 seconds later, Master GMO brought the 50 first-grade Earth Sovereigns to Ning Yu's side. The 50 first-grade Earth Sovereigns stood neatly in front of Ning Yu. From their eyes, Ning Yu could see a little panic, a little seriousness, a little timidity, and a little excitement. Ning Yu said in a clear voice, your task is very simple. Enter and fight with those warriors below. Don't let them near the city gate. Although they had already guessed the result when Master GMO looked for these warriors. But when the result came out from Ning Yu's mouth, their emotions fluctuated greatly. There were overwhelming experts outside the city gate. Entering now was no different from striking a rock with an egg. Ning Yu's eyes slowly swept across the faces of the 50 first-grade Earth Sovereigns. In the end, Ning Yu's words left the 51st grade Earth Sovereigns in shock. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu faintly said, "I will go with you guys." "No, you can't. You can't be foolish. There's a quasi-heavenly sovereign like Ming Quan outside. Going out is no different from sending yourself to death." When Ningyu's words landed, it caused a huge commotion in the surroundings. The 51st grade Earth sovereigns widened their mouths as they looked at Ningyu in disbelief. They never imagined that Ningyu would make such a request. Leave the giant shield city with them? What a joke. Even if Ningyu wanted to go out with them, they wouldn't dare to. Ningyu is only a 9th grade Earth sovereign. So if Ningyu went out, it would be no different from sending himself to death. The entire giant shield city's hope rested on Ningyu. They could send themselves to death, but not Ningyu. "Ningyu, we need to consider this matter." Dao Master Sheng Mo knew that Ningyu wanted to raise his confidence, but he couldn't joke around with his life. Therefore, Dao Master Sheng Mo volunteered, "Let me go out with them." "No need. I've already made up my mind." Ningyu waved his hand. "Our mission is simple. We'll fight with those cultivators below the Earth Sovereign Realm and try our best to hold them back. We can't go out and die. As long as the 4 armies send out their Earth Sovereign Realm experts, we will immediately retreat." But, although Ningyu had put it this way, Dao Master Sheng Mo was still a little worried. There were several quasi-heavenly sovereigns in the 4 armies. If they hit among those cultivators below the Earth Sovereign Realm and suddenly attacked Ningyu, wouldn't Ningyu be finished? "Don't worry, I'll be right below the city gates. I believe the quasi-heavenly sovereigns in the 4 armies won't dare come." Although Ningyu's tone was calm, Dao Master Sheng Mo and the others knew very well that once Ningyu had decided on something, no one could change his mind. Moving his feet, Ningyu walked straight down the city gate tower. However, after Ningyu left, his indifferent words remained in the area. Dao Master Sheng Mo opened the city gates. Although Dao Master Sheng Mo was extremely unwilling, he couldn't disobey Ningyu's orders. His hands formed a series of seals, and he began to open the city gates. Once Giant Shield City's Peerless Killing Formation was activated, there were only 2 ways to leave. One was to leave through the small formation core, and the other was for Dao Master Sheng Mo to take the initiative to open the Peerless Killing Formation. Dao Master Sheng Mo, Fairy Yun Shi, and even Bada had the ability to temporarily break the Peerless Killing Formation from the inside. The Peerless Killing Formation was very special. It was very difficult to break from the outside, but it was very easy to break from the inside. Of course, to break the Peerless Killing Formation from the inside, one had to be at least a peak 9th grade Earth Sovereign. But in the huge Giant Shield City, only Dao Master Sheng Mo, Fairy Yun Shi, and Grandmaster Xing Yu knew about it. Buzz. What Ningyu and the others didn't know was that in an alley not far from the city gate tower, 2 middle-aged men in gray clothes were secretly talking. "What should we do now?" Chapter 1537. Enemies are attacking. Don't be anxious. Our mission is to deal a fatal blow to the Giant Shield City at the most crucial moment. Elder Ming has just launched an attack on the Giant Shield City, so if we act rashly, we might alert them. The taller gray-robed cultivator waved his hand. His tone was calmer, and his expression was calm. There was not a trace of panic on his face. Although that's the case, I'm still a little worried. The shorter cultivator had a grave expression, since he felt that they had already been exposed. "You don't have to worry. We have the elixirs that Elder Ming has refined. Even if Fairy Yun Shi and the Palatial Master were standing before us, they wouldn't be able to discover that we're pinnacle 9th grade Earth Sovereigns." Patting his chest, the taller martial artist moved and headed straight for the tower at the south gate of Giant Shield City. Clearly, he wanted to mix into the army and wait for an opportunity to make a move. Damn it! Seeing the actions of the taller cultivator, the shorter cultivator gritted his teeth and quickly followed up. Creak! The south gate of Giant Shield City soon let out a creaking sound as Master GMO made a series of hand seals. Rustle! When the gate opened, Ningyu immediately charged out with the 51st grade Earth Sovereigns. Rumble! The moment they charged out, Ning Yu and the rest had encountered a huge problem. The seventh and eighth wave of the four armies, consisting of over 200 Fortune Realm and Earth Sovereign Realm cultivators, charged towards Ning Yu's party. A huge battle had instantly erupted. Poof, poof, poof. 51st grade Earth Sovereigns and over 200 experts below the Earth Sovereign Realm fought. Practically in an instant, there were huge casualties. In the first round of attacks, the giant shield city had lost 3 first-grade Earth Sovereigns, while the four armies had lost 30 Manifestation Realm cultivators. 1 to 10. Judging from this ratio alone, Ning Yu's group would need to lose more than 20 people in order to kill all the martial artists of the four armies. Our main task is to stall for time, not to risk our lives. Unleashing his powerful spiritual perception, Ning Yu transmitted his voice to the remaining 47 Earth Sovereigns. Hold on for 10 minutes, then retreat. Ning Yu was not a hothead. Preserving their strength was the most important thing at this stage. If they could resist, they would resist. If they couldn't, they would retreat. Ning Yu believed that as long as Palatial Lord Centauria finished off the Fiend Spirit Realm Black-Robed Warrior and the Bamboo Hat Man, the four armies would definitely collapse on their own. Poochie. Battles continued to break out. With Ning Yu's size, the martial artists of Giant Shield City all adopted the tactic of wandering around and did not fight head-on with the four armies. 5 minutes later, Ning Yu and the others had killed 50 warriors from the four armies, while none of their own had died. Only 2 of them had suffered minor injuries. Meng Quan, quickly send out Earth Sovereigns. Looking at the intense battle, Nanda Venerable's face was unsightly as he said in a solemn voice, "The Giant Shield City has sent out 51st grade Earth Sovereigns. We have to wipe them all out to raise the morale of our army. We do need to send out Earth Sovereigns, but not now." Meng Quan had a sense of propriety. He had already planned this beforehand, so he naturally wouldn't change it so easily. Sweeping his gaze across the surrounding martial artists, Meng Quan's gaze stopped on Di Lingtian. "Are the cultivators of your god Emperor Palace willing to take revenge for your ancestor?" A playful smile rose on the corner of Meng Quan's lips, as if he was looking down on the god Emperor Palace. "Nonsense, of course I want to take revenge for my ancestor." Before Di Lingtian could speak, an 8th grade Earth Sovereign beside him coldly said, "I request to go out and kill those bastards of the Giant Shield City." "Good, I like your character." Being reprimanded by that 8th grade Earth Sovereign, Meng Quan wasn't angered in the slightest. On the contrary, he nodded his head and continued, "One of the cultivators below the Giant Shield City is Ning Yu, the current leader of the Giant Shield City. If you can capture him alive, I can get half of the army to listen to your orders." Boom. Meng Quan's words had caused a huge commotion in the surroundings. Ning Yu actually left the Giant Shield City? Didn't he know that if the leader was captured, it would cause the morale of the army to plummet and ultimately lead to their defeat? I feel that we should send out 58th grade Earth Sovereigns. No matter what, we must capture Ning Yu. Shido Venerable also wanted to capture Ning Yu alive. After all, Ning Yu had Ma Qianshan under his control, and Ma Qianshan had caused a commotion in the Western Route Army. If Meng Quan was the first person who wanted to capture Ning Yu, then Shido Venerable would be the second person who wanted to capture Ning Yu alive. Since you have this thought, why don't you go over? Meng Quan pondered for a brief moment before he continued. Ning Yu is only a 9th grade human sovereign, and the people beside him are 1st grade Earth Sovereigns. As a half-step Heaven Supreme, you'll definitely be able to capture Ning Yu the moment you go over. What a joke. Shido Venerable replied without any hesitation. Shido Venerable was not a fool. From his point of view, the fact that Ning Yu dared to leave the Giant Shield City meant that he definitely had a trump card. Bait. Those 2 words appeared in Shido Venerable's mind. Ning Yu knew that he couldn't go on like this, so he took the risk and used himself as bait to capture the higher-ups of the four armies. It had to be said that it was a very sinister plan. If it was not for Shido Venerable's outstanding judgment, he might have really been deceived. At the same time, Shido Venerable's opinion of Meng Quan worsened. Meng Quan was clearly sending him to his death by asking him to capture Ningyu. If Ningyu knew about Meng Quan's suspicion, he would probably laugh out loud. He merely wanted to stall for time, so he was not thinking about these things at all. It was not a good thing for Meng Quan to frame him like that. Di Lingtian, your Emperor Palace's great ancestor must have been captured by the people from the giant shield city. As long as you capture Ningyu alive, you'll definitely be able to exchange for him. You have no other choice. Shido Venerable shifted his gaze to Di Lingtian and said coldly, if you can capture Ningyu alive, I promise to let the Emperor Palace pick a treasure first when we attack the giant shield city. Go. Since Shido Venerable had put it this way, it would be unreasonable for Di Lingtian and the others to not make a move. The Emperor Palace's great ancestor was trapped in the giant shield city. If they were afraid, they would be brutally punished even if they returned to the Emperor Palace. Instead of returning in a sorry state, they might as well take a gamble. If they really captured Ningyu, it would not be impossible for them to rescue their great ancestor. Swoosh! Di Lingtian took the lead and charged at Ningyu with the remaining 7 to 8 martial artists from the Emperor Palace. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.